It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, April 7th, 2025, and we are coming live. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hello, hello. Good? Things a little out of touch today, Joe? Yeah. Power was out for a little while. So everything kind of resets. They tested a generator on Saturday.
Oh, yeah? How'd it go?
The guy said, we're going to shut it, and it could take up to a minute for it to go back. Oh, a minute? He goes, sometimes it takes up to a minute. The gas got to kick on. I said,
a minute?
well, because I had heard that, it was
supposed
immediate.
to go junk. Yeah.
We're going to power your whole house on its own. It's going to take a minute. No way.
Yeah, how dare you? So they shut it off, and I was like, all right, let's see how long before I even went, came right back on.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was wonderful. Like, it's enough to know that the power went out, but then it comes right back on and everything. And then when the power comes on, it just switches seamlessly back to the power, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Nice.
Wonderful. I feel prepared for the storms.
I got to tell you, I had some work done on Friday, and nothing better than feeling,
Cold
there's
air.
air conditioning again. Yeah, superheat and air. I had to come over and replace my whole system.
Oh, yeah.
It's 13 years old, and it was just,
Time for a change.
time for a change,
Yep.
and they could not have been better. Two guys came out, done faster than they said it was going to be done.
Yeah.
Everything looks fantastic. It works perfectly. It's freezing in my house. I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
So we are just 3 days away from Calta Cruise 18. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm 1 foot in the boat already.
Yo, yeah.
I'm 1 foot in.
I started getting all my stuff together, all my things, like what I got to wash, what I got to do, what I'm taking.
Do you have some breaking news, some updates?
Okay.
So my brother, we found out last week he was going out of the
Right.
blue,
Yeah.
which doesn't mean anything to you people, but it was my brother's been on several cruises before. And this year he was like, yeah, I can't make it. I'm not going to do it, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I found out through the travel agency that he was in fact going.
Not through him.
Not through him.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I thought I texted you.
Well, also, you don't read his text, so he may have texted you.
It's true. Might be true. So my brother's going. So then Pete calls me yesterday. And Pete's like, we may have some last minute additions to the cruise. Now, when Pete says that, that usually means some whores are coming.
Okay.
So I was like, ooh, this could be good.
Here come the horse.
Here come the hoes. So I called up Pete and I go, what do you got going on? He goes, I think Nancy and Johnny are going to jail. And I go, oh, no horse.
No.
Except Johnny. That's his sister and her husband.
Who are very nice. Very
Yeah,
cool people.
they've been on the cruise before
Yeah.
too. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Nancy and Johnny are going. And he's like, yeah, now Jake might want to go. And I was like,
Oh.
Jake? That means Joey's got to go. So now Joey's going on the cruise.
So we're never going to see you?
I'm not.
Did
you
we
think
ever
he-
see him anyway?
Wait, hold on. You think he's going to hang out with me?
I know.
Joey and Jake at their own room. They're going to do their own thing. I don't think I'll see them the whole cruise. So,
All right, Billy Madison. I can't wait. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. I mean, now, what's that?
I said I've been getting Amazon packages daily
Oh,
for the
man.
last 2 weeks because I'm like, oh, I got a couple new bikinis, and then it's like, oh, I need sunscreen, most important. Oh, I need face sunscreen. Oh, I
Yeah.
need cover ups. I need this, and instead of ordering it all at once, I just do it as I go.
Yeah.
I,
And
I-
just the same guy coming to your
yeah,
house
he's
over
like,
and
"You
over.
son of a bitch.
You know, you can do it in one box where it
Yeah.
makes it easier.
I can't find any bathing suits. I don't know what I do with my bathing suits.
Yeah.
I got to go find them.
Do
I
you just wear gym shorts?
No, I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, the problem with that, Carmen, is when you come out, they're heavy. They're filled
Right.
with water.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
just figured you
also, I mean, I've never seen you in the pool.
exactly.
Oh, I in Coco Cay, I'm always in the pool.
Oh, Coco.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
that's the only time I'm going to the pool.
Yeah, I found.
I don't like that cesspool of
Yeah.
germs that are in there. I mean, think about it. The one on the cruise ship is just filled with people who are just drinking and peeing in the pool.
But it's
But they-
literally the ocean.
Yeah,
Ain't-
it's salt water.
Yeah, and they refill it every night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They empty it and refill it. And then also, the best thing is the adult section.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like with the kids section, I get it. I'm
Yeah.
with you on that. There is definitely a lot of pee in that pool.
But also, when you say the adult section, for those of you who don't know, I found out you cannot go naked in there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Adult.
Don't.
When you say
Yeah.
adult, I thought.
No,
Oh,
no.
It just
All
meant
Thank you
age.
for clearing that up, Calvin.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, look, I'm looking forward to being on the boat. I got 1 foot there already. I got a lot of things to do, Carmen. I got to shave my ears this week. I got to wax them up.
Oh my God. I know. I'm trying to time out like when I should shave everything and wash my hair and do this just so it could, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm already struggling. There's a lot happening. I have to clean my house first. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I have to have like all of my laundry done and a clean house to be able to like
Pack.
go on vacation.
Yeah,
To
you
pack.
got to get everything all ready. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm not like that, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Looks like you went extra dark on the beard this weekend, huh?
Well, it was just because I did it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So, yeah, I'm
It doesn't
definitely-
look nearly as dark as your picture you put up. Your picture you put up, I thought that you went to the store and bought a fake beard.
No.
It looked like AI,
Yeah.
the Snapchat filter.
Yeah.
What was the picture? I don't remember what the picture. I
Very
put up.
sexy, shirtless.
No
in the
shirt.
pool.
Oh, sitting out by the pool. Yeah. Did it do it for you guys?
Look
Yeah.
at the beard, ladies.
Hey. Yeah. It was pretty dark yesterday too. I think it's lightening up as
Yeah.
time goes on. Every time I wash it, it gets a little. I like it. I like it better, than just the stragglers. I had volleyball all weekend this weekend. That
How'd you
was
do?
Awesome.
Did you spike it?
Yeah, I heard knocked a couple little kids out. Thank God it was the last tournament. I don't know how you do that with soccer every weekend.
Both my daughters do it too, so we're going like in different directions.
I mean, there's a part of you, like there's a part of me that enjoys watching my daughter,
Yeah.
but hates the other 90% of it.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, but at least volleyball, you're inside in the air conditioning.
I'm more feeling bad for you.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I mean, I actually like the other parents, and it's air conditioning. It's inside. I haven't. It's easy for me.
One of the soccer tournaments we were at, they also had a volleyball tournament going on in this big gymnasium. And I walked in there to use the bathroom, and it was complete chaos in there.
Yeah,
There was
because
so many
games going on at once,
Yeah,
and
it
people
was-
trying to walk through the court and the whole deal.
It was complete chaos. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's definitely better than being outside and having to watch kids play soccer.
Yeah, between both my daughters, we had 4 games this weekend.
Holy Christ!
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm out. But we had a tournament, and in my case, I'm happy because my kids' team stinks,
Yeah.
so they're
So
usually
they're
out
out.
right away. Yep. My wife is like, I hate to be a dick, but if they lose this next game, we can go home. And I went,
Yeah.
all right, let's go, kids.
And if you make the final's always late on Sunday. It's like 4:30
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Well, she went on Saturday, and she was there on Saturday from, they went their game. Their first game was at 1:00, and they didn't get home till like 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They always space it out too. Like, oh, the first game's at 9 and the second game is at 4.
Yeah.
So you can't leave really
Yeah, you're
because by the
stuck
time,
there.
if you're in Brandon or something, by the time you come home, it's like you're so stuck there all day long.
It stinks. Kids ruin your life. If you're listening and you're looking for one piece of advice, I'll give you that. Kids
Oh.
ruin your life.
So I've been right all along.
Yep. You nailed it, Carmen. No,
Yeah.
they're not cute anymore. I don't like them.
I don't know.
They're cute, but
I haven't had to throw the trash in, years.
Neither is Mike. He's got Joe.
Yeah.
Joe is out there doing early can work. I came in and I go, your can guy gets here early.
Well, now he's gonna do raccoon work because every
Yeah.
time the raccoon,
Was the raccoon out there today?
Well, there was some debris.
Oh,
out there
man.
that
My
was
wife will
scattered
be
about.
happy to hear that.
yeah,
She's very sad that the raccoons have not, or one raccoon, Elliot, has not come back for a while.
he's still coming back.
He is?
It looks like
Yeah,
a war zone out there every time I walk
He's
up.
bringing his friends now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to be around when she's around.
Yeah.
Why take the apple from the strange lady when I
Yeah.
just come in the middle of the night and have free reign in the trash cans?
Right.
Yeah.
She had it to where the raccoon was walking towards her slow, like with his hand out, like going to take the apple from
Yeah.
her. And then the dogs caught wind of it. The dogs ran out and chased the raccoon.
Oh, forget about
So
it.
the raccoon was like scarred
Yeah.
for life.
Yeah.
I'll come back nighttime and then watch the old man pick up my stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
All right.
We also have a new pet, Andre, the rabbit in the backyard.
Oh,
Yeah, the rabbit does not care at all. Not afraid of the dogs.
Mm.
I was out there last night or 2 nights ago walking the dogs, and I hear, that alligator is making all sorts of noises, like loud, to the point where I was standing outside and I took a step back into the lanai, like I was protecting myself.
I wonder if it's mating season because there's a lot of them on the move lately.
Really?
Like in my neighborhood, people have been seeing them.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And
If it's
stuff.
mating season,
Yeah, and that's when they start moving around a lot.
oof. It's like-
Which it's crazy because we'll take our dogs for a walk and they'll like go right up to it and just walk right by it. They have no interest in them.
what, the alligator?
Oh no, not the alligator. Sorry, the frogs. I think the frogs.
frog. No, I'm talking about alligators.
Oh.
This alligator, I can, and it's an alligator because when it moves, you can hear the whole thing move, the whole lake, or whatever it is, a marsh out there. Yeah, I don't like it at all.
That rabbit is definitely not scared, though.
No, Andre
Does not
doesn't
care.
care. Andre runs right into the swamp
Yeah.
where the whenever it sees the dogs and dogs get a little too close, Andre's like, peace out, runs right into the swamp. So, anybody got anything left in their 401k?
I don't think
I'm
so.
not checking. It makes me sad. I've just stopped checking all my accounts.
I have not. I'm not one of those people that checks every day either. But I keep getting alerts from Robinhood that something dropped, and that's not good. I
Lot
mean,
of-
I
lot of
woke up
red,
this
lot of
morning,
red.
It's just all alerts from Robinhood. No, brother.
They said it hadn't dropped this far since COVID. Was the last time there was such a historic drop in the market?
I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I want to be like, well, yeah, well, we'll try it out and it's going to work one day, but I have no idea. And everybody in the world is saying no. So now, maybe.
There was a finance guy that I watched that explained everything, and he was one of those guys that you can tell just knows everything in the world about finance. And he goes, this happens every 10 years. Every 10 years, this happens, this happens. He goes, every 15 years, this happens. He goes, you can go through for the past 300 years, and this is how it works, and da-da-da-da-da. He goes, so whenever people are freaking out and losing their minds, everybody who's in finance goes, yep, this is what happens. He goes, this is called whatever. He goes, which is a nice way of saying you're going to lose a bunch of money.
Yeah.
He goes, but then there's situations. He goes, Walmart. When Walmart went public, he goes, you could have bought it at this price. He goes, but even 10 years after Walmart went public, you still could have bought it at this price and you would have made 35 times your money.
Yeah.
And it was like the way he was explaining it, I was like, oh, come on. I remember my mom talking about Walmart that she goes, I was going to buy Walmart stock when it was $42 per share. Yeah. Could you imagine that? $42 per share for Walmart?
Yeah.
I watched a scary video over the weekend of Ronald Reagan. Anybody see that?
No.
Who knows? Maybe it was
AI.
No,
Yeah.
it was
Did he
video.
lean over and kiss JD Vance on the lips?
Was he pouring Cheetos on Trump?
He was talking about why tariffs are bad.
Yeah.
And he was explaining about how tariffs are a temporary fix and how they hurt everything. It's a pretty haunting video considering what's going on right now. By the way, but for you people who are ready to call up and yell at me, I'm telling you right now, I don't know. I don't feel like the whole country doesn't know. I'm kind of curious to see what happens and see if it works, see if there's some logic to this.
I would be curious to see that if this was 3-4 years ago, whatever, when Biden was in, tariffs would have been the greatest thing in the world.
Right.
He really, you get him, Joe. You know what you're doing.
It's funny because Obama, I saw a video of him too. Did you see that one where Obama was like, can you imagine if I did this stuff? He was like, if I launched tariffs against China, like it was pretty funny. He was like, I would be getting murdered right now.
The interesting thing over the weekend, you can see that Marjorie Taylor Greene and a lot of the politicians, they all moved right before
Dumped their stuff.
Before Trump announced all the tariffs, they all moved their stocks, got everything out of the way so they wouldn't lose their money.
But like that guy called in and was saying like how it affected businesses and how it's really going to affect us because the prices are going to go up on everything. But that already happened because I remember when I was doing my floors like last year, a couple years ago, and I had to wait for a couple of years before that because the prices were so high
Was
on
that still from
materials.
COVID though?
I don't know
Because I remember when I was talking to Joey Deeb one time from Templar. And he, in the middle of the conversation, was like he had a stroke. And I go, what's going on? And he goes, He goes, I just found out that the price of plywood just quadrupled. He goes,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go in and tell these people who I just gave $100,000 estimate to that this is now a $300 estimate.
Because everything shut down. They couldn't supply stuff.
And,
Right.
and that was the last time that that was the reason why that happened last time.
Right. So, right. I'm not saying it was because of tariffs, but I'm just saying we have seen something like this, but not because of this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We have seen price increases, but maybe on the other side of it, when we come out, it'll be good. Because like you said, we've never seen anything like this. We've never done this before. So how do we know in the end, in the long run, it won't work out? Again, I also have no idea.
Trump said on Sunday, "This is medicine, and we need to take it." That's an exact quote, by the way.
Listen, this is a guy who's talking about running for a third term.
Yeah.
People want him to be king. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It's a scary time.
A lot of people are saying they want me to do it a third time.
Yeah. That guy who does him on Saturday Night Live really does a great job.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Got the way he gets it in. I'm done with Mike Myers. I don't need to see him. Somebody else good. Michael Longfellow could play Elon Musk. With no
Yeah,
problem.
he's just showing up now just to play Elon.
Yeah, and he just looks like a weird fat old lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I think
weird.
that's the look they went for Elon.
Yeah. No, but his hair is white
Yeah.
now, and I don't know. It just
And the
seems odd.
one Asian guy, he plays JD Vance, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, which is weird too.
Yeah,
though.
he's got the voice down, but he's obviously JD Vance not Asian.
Yeah. Did anybody watch Saturday Night Live with Jack Black this weekend?
I saw some clips.
Yeah,
I
I
had
watched it.
I had it on in the background.
It was all right. It wasn't great. Like everything that Jack Black did was a sing along
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Every bit was. It was all right. It wasn't that
Did
great.
you see emo kids on vacation?
That was
That was
great.
really
that
good.
was great.
That was funny.
That was really funny. I always say that. I said all the time that I used to be prepared for my kid to be anything except one of those emo
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
I think that would really hurt me. Girl, I can get away with it. Emo girl would be fine. Be like,
Emo
"Hey,
fat girl bad.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, blue hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Like if I have a daughter who's emo and going to the castle, not so bad. But if I have a daughter who's emo and just sad all the time, that's bad.
Which I thought for a second, I was like, ooh, they're going to have some backlash because when they show a picture of his chunky girlfriend or chubby girlfriend,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When
that
they
was
turn
great.
yeah, funny is all hell, but I'm like, one, who is that girl? Two, if she didn't know beforehand or whatever the case may be, like this is going to cause something.
Did you
know
think
what I mean?
Did you just think they just pick random pictures?
Yeah,
Do you think they
No,
just go to
obviously it
Facebook
was
and
no. I think it was someone like on the cast, but at first, I wasn't really paying attention.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But I was like, oh,
Is this a
Carmen just thinks-
documentary? Does she know she's fat?
That's like Jim Gaffigan whenever they show the fat people walking on the news and
Yeah.
they cover up their face or whatever. And he goes, "Hey, I have that shirt." Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh man.
I think John Hamm's next week.
Oh, Ham's always good, but
Yeah.
John
uh,
Hamm has that new show coming out on Apple TV, I think in just a couple days,
Yeah.
Friends and Neighbors,
Yeah.
where he loses his job and he's like, how much money do I have to live on, with my 401k and all this? And his financial advisor goes, 6 months, maybe, whatever. So he starts robbing all the people because he lives in
Yeah.
really nice area and stuff. And he's like, nobody would suspect me. And he's taking all kind of,
looks
purses
good.
and
Yeah.
cars
Looks
and all
good.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
I was going to try and wait to talk about this, but I'll have to bring it up again later. But I watched the entire season of Love on the Spectrum.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Carmen, have you watched it?
no, I've seen an episode or two, but I can't.
It's the best show on TV.
I can't watch it.
You can, and you
I
can
can't
even
either.
you can even eat while you watch
No.
it because they're not like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
You
I'm
know what I'm saying.
Easy.
It's the best show.
Mm.
It's the best. It's awesome.
I don't know.
It's one I'm going to pass on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
I binge watched TV this whole weekend, and I did not feel the need to watch that.
It didn't come up in your suggested.
You of all people who love Ted Lasso, I think would love this.
Really?
There is
It's
nothing.
isn't it a reality show though?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
I
there is
don't-
not. Listen to me. There is nothing sweeter than these kids with autism. They are the most nicest, sweetest kids you'll ever see, and all they want to do is find a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And one is here in St. Petersburg. Two of them. One in Plant City. One in St. Pete. And DJ Taiwai in Plant City, and his girlfriend. She has a little bead shop over in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, I can't get into the reality relation like
Look
90,
at me. Look at
90
me.
Day
Do I
Fiancé
look
and all
like a
that stuff.
Bachelorette watcher? I'm
Yes,
telling you.
you
I'm
love
not,
all that stuff.
I do love all those
Yeah.
things. But
But-
I'm just saying.
I know, but I just feel like I don't know. This isn't right.
We're all boycotting it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me
watching
explain.
No, we
They're
can't.
they're not teenagers. They're adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worse.
I've
And
seen an episode.
Worse.
right, they're adults, and all they want to do is find a companion in life. And many of them feel like because of their autism, they may never find somebody to love. And then they are. It's happening on the show. It's the sweetest thing ever.
I want to know how much they're getting paid, and then
Why?
Because that would make a difference if they're being compensated
Of course they are.
fairly.
Of
not
course they
for
are. They're
10
subjects of a second season of a Netflix TV show.
Yeah, but we've heard before, like the first season, you get paid like $1,000 in a lunch.
First of all, I will tell you right now, judging from the homes of the parents of these people, these kids are all rich.
Yeah.
They're all rich.
Now
there's
they're discriminating poor.
The one girl has a house in Anna Maria Island. Her parents live out there, and they definitely have some money. The one kid and the girl who've been together for 3 years, they like follow their relationship. His parents own a mansion in California. These kids had to celebrate their 3-year anniversary at a vineyard in California. They're loaded. None of these people are hurting for money.
Okay.
Tanner, who you might have seen recently, met Jack Black on one of these TV talk shows. He was very excited. That video went viral. Tanner works at a hotel where he cleans the stairs. Oh, you guys are missing out.
Nah.
Yeah.
I saw that and I went,
Well,
"Ugh,
I'm sorry.
I
You
don't
have to
know."
have a heart and have a wife.
I mean,
I'm not
I
into
hope
any
they
of those
find
shows.
love. I'm not rooting against them.
I feel like you are.
I don't want to watch it.
I don't care.
I
I
hope
don't
they
care if
find
they
love.
find love.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you're a bad person. I'm kidding.
Whatever.
Yeah.
If they're on the spectrum, if they've got AIDS, herpes, I don't care.
No, there's a big
my
difference.
God.
Love with herpes would be a terrible show to watch.
I just don't. I don't. The relationship shows just don't do it for me.
But it's not really. It's not like.
Why are you trying to force us to watch this?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Suggest a show, and if people say no, then just move on.
No,
You,
you must watch it.
listen to me. I said Residence. You watched it. You said you didn't like it. Carmen loves it.
great.
You
Carmen
didn't
loves
watch it. You
I
didn't
loved
watch
it.
Love on the Spectrum.
I've
seen Love,
seen an episode.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
All right.
and I'm good.
All right, Godwin's.
I saw the trailer and I'm like, no.
I never saw an
yeah.
episode, but I get it. I know what happens.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
You didn't like The Residence, Mike?
No,
You didn't like that show?
no,
You don't like Murder Mystery?
no. It's like too hokey.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
And then I watched the Grosse Point Garden Club or whatever that one is.
Right.
Loved that one too. And I was so mad to find out. I thought Peacock had all of the episodes. They only have half of them.
Oh.
So I binged it in one night and I was so pissed at the end of it. But I like shows like that.
I'm gonna easily say that Galvin would not like Love on the Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
I
even
agree.
trying to force him to watch all of it.
Sounds like
Carmen, you would like it.
it. I've watched it.
You-
I've seen episodes.
What did you see?
I watched like the first one where you meet all of them, right?
Yeah.
Like the first season, and I know there's one girl on there, the girl with the glasses. She's like a very horny nerd.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Horny nerd.
I don't want to watch that.
This season
Yeah.
they got lesbians.
And then the other time, it's like the one guy went on a date and he was like looking at his feet the whole time. I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to watch it. I'm already uncomfortable on dates. Like it just.
I will tell you though, one thing that got me thinking about the same thing with online dating sites is speed dating. What I don't know how. Like I couldn't imagine doing one of those speed dating things. What can I come up with in a minute that's going to be interesting to anybody? I mean, basically, speed dating is just look at the other person and be like,
Do-
oh, they're
yeah.
not that
Do you
ugly.
want to bang?
Right. Hey,
But, like,
that's it.
Right, but like that one girl who is like a really horny, she like wants to talk to her parents, but they're not her parents, right? They're her uncle and aunt.
Yeah, something like that.
But like she wants to talk to them about sex all
Yeah.
the time, and I'm like,
Because she's an adult who's never had
Right.
sex.
I understand that, and that's fine.
Maybe
don't,
that's why I relate to it. She's sexually frustrated.
Yeah, I don't need to be a part of that conversation. You know what I
No.
mean? Like she can have it, and like I hope she finds it. Has she been banged yet?
I don't want to ruin it.
Okay.
Have you seen like where they do the thing where the people are holding balloons and then the person walks out and they pop the balloon if they're not into them? They just
Yeah.
No.
they're doing it now where they do that. Like if you walked out and pop, you know, then like there's 4 other people like they'll come and ask and they'll be like, his beard's too dark, you know, whatever this or you know
wait a
something. But now they're doing it where they're just pulling up on people. in like at the gas station. They're pumping their gas, and they just have a bunch of people line up, and they all go pop, 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 pop. And they're like, "Why didn't you like him?" And the guy's like, "What is going on? Why is a group of people telling me why they don't like me?"
I just wonder if you're sitting there and somebody sits down and she's like, "Hi, I'm Mary," and you're like, "Hey, I'm Mike," and what do you say the same thing to every person?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, is it?
Yeah, I mean, something comes up, whatever. She's got crazy hair, or she looks like your cousin, or
Yeah. No, but I'm just thinking you're hoping that something comes in your head that's interesting enough to have that conversation with them in the short amount of time. Yeah, I don't know. Or worse, if you sit down and you're like, "Oh, she's smoking hot," and then you sit there and for a minute she's a complete dummy, and you're like, "Is she really dumb, or did I just not?"
But
it's
but
just
also
seems
like
tough.
in that 1 minute, it's basically, "Hi, my name is Carmen. I'm 34 years old and I work in radio."
Pop.
Yeah.
Wait, we're not popping balloons. We have a whole minute, Kelvin.
You said
See ya.
34. I popped.
Jerks. I hate
I
it
don't know.
here.
I always do it. The grass is greener. I always say how cool and fun it looks to do all the dating site and all that other stuff. But I'm pretty sure that I'm so glad I never had to do any of that stuff. Yeah, because I look at Pete and I just laugh at Pete. Pete's in love one day, looking for a girlfriend the next day, never gonna have a girlfriend the next day. I don't know.
Got
Pete face. Pete face. Yeah.
Yeah, Pete face. Yeah.
I thought he found a new girl.
I don't know. He's got like a couple of new girls.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, like, there's not the one.
Right. You kind of run the roster.
It's not one that I like.
Mm.
There's really.
Wow.
So he's really not looking for love.
No, I'm looking for love through Pete.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
looking for somebody that I could love for Pete. But I don't know. I don't know any of these girls. There may be one or two in there. I don't
You
know.
want somebody that can go to dinner and not be annoyed by them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has happened before.
Yeah.
We've had those before. But
We've had those.
we've had those. Our relationships have worked out very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big test. If
Yeah.
Pete likes him, and then if Mike likes him.
Right. Exactly. Do you think that if Pete liked her and I didn't like her, she'd be around for much longer?
Oh, no.
If Pete didn't like Amanda, we wouldn't have made it this long.
Wow.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
Pete was very influential.
Well, that's
I mean,
good.
that's a big thing in like friendships. You know what I mean? Like you either pick your friends or your relationship, and usually that's,
And I had a well-established relationship with Pete before I did Amanda.
right.
Oh, one of my buddies got married, and I can't stand his wife.
Really?
Do you
Yeah.
hang out
Which
with
one?
them
Yeah.
You still
all the
hang out with him?
time?
No, not really. But much anymore.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I was like,
So-
I thought, man, you're gonna marry that girl?
Yeah, but the
Ouch.
relationship fades. And then when you do hang out with them, it's just you two.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know what I mean? So like if you have a best friend, they have to get along with your significant other. Otherwise, you're no longer best friends or you're not getting married.
Right,
Or-
like,
you know what I
I'll-
mean? Like they both have to get along.
Like, I'll come home and Amanda will be like, "Yeah, I talked to Pete today." You know what I mean? Like, she'll go straight to Pete. They have a relationship. It's not like she has to go through me to get to Pete.
You ever see the, it's set up, whatever, but it's funny, the Ring doorbell video where the guy goes running up to it and he goes, "Sarah's right behind me." He goes, "Please go along with this." And she goes, "What are you doing? Why are you up there?" He goes, "I'm trying to tell him he's on the doorbell. You got to stop making me go to the casino." Sarah is mad. And she goes, "Are you making him go to the casino?" And he goes, "Yes, I'm sorry." And he's behind her going, "Thank you. Thank you."
See, that's another reason why my wife and I get along, because we force each other to go to the casino.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. All right, let's take a break. Come back. We'll do Sporkle. We got a lot of things to give away. Carmen will tell you what the new stuff is this week. We'll blow that out. There's something good in there for Gio that I think that Gio's going to like.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
I'll tell you when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Carmen,
Yes,
I know we got a lot of stuff to give away today.
we do.
One of the things I know we have to give away, I don't know if that's in the pile right now or not, but at some point we're going to be giving away a night to go see the Back to the Future play at the Strauss Center, I think, right?
Yes, we have a couple of those. We
Yeah.
have a couple pair.
You get to go with us. We're going
wait.
to see it.
I'm excited about that,
But
but I don't know if I'm excited about that.
because you don't want to, you love Back to the Future.
Yes.
But now there's songs in it. Is that what's going on?
I've never been to a Broadway show,
We got to get back to the future.
but I think I would like it.
So I saw School of Rock in the Broadway show, and they made a Broadway show out of the movie.
Yeah.
And it was a little too, as my daughter put it, a little too sing-song. There was too many songs in it. But overall, it was good. So I think because we liked it Back to the Future so much, we're going to like this.
I did try to watch Wicked the other day.
Yeah?
and I saw the musical, I saw the play, and I liked it. I thought it was great, whatever. I was watching it by myself, and about 20 minutes in, I turned it off and said, too much singing and dancing.
Yeah.
It was
But
too
you hate
much.
those two girls. You hate Ariana Grande and the other woman.
I hate them
you
after.
hate their press tour.
Yes.
So that's why I
Yes.
think you were not going to like it no matter what.
Yeah, it just wasn't, yeah.
May I
Not for
suggest
you.
Love
for
on
me.
the Spectrum?
No,
Oh,
you may not.
All right.
Okay.
Please stop.
All right. Well, we got that. What else we have, Carmen?
We also have tickets for Baby Metal,
Uh-huh.
Chris Brown,
Okay.
Kesha, Thomas Rhett, Coheed and Cambria, and Colin Quinn.
Now, can you tell me Chris Brown is big enough to sell out Raymond James Stadium?
It's in his sold out Breezy Bowl XXX at Raymond James Stadium. Yeah,
Sold out.
Sold out.
It's already sold out.
Yes.
You're telling me that the only place you can get tickets to that, or one of the places, is right here on this show.
Yeah. Listen,
Well,
that's
I'm not
what
giving those away with Sporkle. Then.
Okay,
I'm going to
that's
trade
what the
sexual favors for those.
that's what the email says.
Yeah.
So
I need to know
but-
that show is sold out already.
who's with him?
Bryson Tiller and somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Not Rihanna.
Not Rihanna. No.
I mean,
unless you want to look at his knuckles. No.
Like that happened, right? He beat up Rihanna.
He lit her up. I mean, he didn't just hit her. He lit her up. Her face was swollen. How he's still alive, I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And how is he still selling out? Everyone's like, yeah, but he's got some jams.
Right. I don't.
well,
I
he
don't
did
get
go to court. He did like do his time and stuff. He had to go to rehab and therapy and all that stuff. And the rumor is she gave him something.
Supposedly, she gave him herpes.
Right.
Oh.
I would
And something-
take herpes from Rihanna.
But there was something more. Like each video I see, more and more comes out. But like the original thing was she gave him herpes, and then there was something of like a video on it or something. Again,
Yeah.
this is all.
Speculation.
Thank you. Galvin.
She gave him Barbados herpes too. That's
Allegedly.
Special.
We don't know that.
Allegedly.
That happened.
I'm just
So-
randomly looking on StubHub. The cheapest ticket is $150 for nosebleeds, and there's only 600 listings.
Up there.
Yeah, that's on just random.
So what are you
secondary-
saying, that there's nothing available, or
Yeah,
that's
Oh
all
my
resale.
They're like resell.
and
Yeah.
but out of an entire stadium, there's only 600 listings on the
That's
website.
crazy.
Yeah, so it's definitely a tough ticket.
Wow. Well,
How
we
much
got
of his stage does it take up?
I
Like,
just
does he?
just
even
like-
if he's half the stadium, that's still something.
no,
Right.
the stage is just like in the end zone,
Right.
and the rest is all
That's
filled.
insane.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy. I've only seen 2 concerts at the stadium. I saw U2, and that was at the old. Oh no, I saw them here too. I saw U2. I saw them at the Sombrero, but I saw them here at Raymond James, and I saw the Rolling Stones with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Other
Yeah.
than that,
nosebleeds 150 just to get in the building.
wow. Hey, well, we got them. We're going to be giving them away. So let's do it right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go.
But not those, right?
No, we mentioned it. We might as well throw them in, Carmen.
Okay,
If somebody
gotcha.
wants them, they can get them.
I'm reading this, and it says, while their relationship has been complex, Rihanna and Chris Brown have maintained a close friendship, with Rihanna stating that she has forgiven him and that they love each other and probably always will. So if she
Yeah.
forgives him, I forgive him.
Right.
The girl could take a punch, man. I respect that.
I mean, she took a lot of punches. He really
Yeah,
lit her
She
up.
slapped Michael Cera right in the face in that movie.
All right, Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, today we're going to be playing actors A through Z. I'm going to give you a couple movies, and you're going to give me the actor A through Z. I will give you the letter as well, and it's their last name.
All right.
Okay, your first one. A, Annie Hall, Hannah and
Ellen.
her sister, Galvin. B, Footloose, A Few
Bacon.
Good Men, Galvin. C, Top Gun,
Cruise.
Mission Impossible, Galvin. D, The Bourne Identity, Ocean's 11,
Damon.
Goodwill Hunting. Geo. E, 17 again, Neighbors,
Efron.
Hairspray, Galvin. F, Star Wars, Air Force
Ford.
One, Mike. G, About a Boy, Love
Yep.
Actually, Bridget Jones's Diary.
Grant.
Geo. H, Forrest Gump,
Thanks.
Thanks.
Castaway, Mike. I. Reversal of Fortune, The Lion King, Lolita.
That is Irons.
Mike. J. Deep Blue Sea, Pulp Fiction, Snakes on a Plane.
Jackson.
Galvin. K. Tombstone, Batman Forever, The Doors.
Kilmer.
Galvin. L. Some Like It Hot, The
Lemon.
Apartment. Galvin and Pap,
Ooh.
we are halfway there.
Gio has 2 points on the board. Michael ahead by 1. He's got 3 on the board, and Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 7.
On fire.
All right, we are doing actors A through Z. Your next one, M. Caddyshack. What about
Murray.
Bob? Yes. Gio. N. Cool Hand Luke.
Newman.
Mike. O. The Sixth Sense.
Awesome.
Play it forward.
Osborne.
Osment.
Thank
Mike Calta. P. 7.
Pitt.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Mike. Q. The Parent Trap. The Rookie. Great Balls of Fire.
Quaid.
Galvin. R. The Proposal.
Reynolds.
Green Lantern. Galvin. S. 50 First Dates. Billy Madison.
Sandler.
Galvin. T. Face Off.
Travolta.
Saturday Night Fever. Mike. U. Pathfinder. Star Trek. Out of the Blue.
Underwood.
U. Pathfinder. Star Trek.
Urban.
Out of the Blue. Geo and Pap, we're on the last 3.
Gio is on the board with a total of 4 points. Michael ahead, he's got 7, and Galvin is your leader. He's winning with 10.
Damn it.
All right, actors A through Z, last 3. Here we go. V. Wedding Crashers. Old School.
Vaughn.
The Breakup. Galvin. W. Night at the Museum. Midnight
Williams.
in Paris.
Wilson.
Cars. Wilson. Galvin. And your last one. Y. Austin Powers. The Three Musketeers. Cabaret.
Young?
Y.
I know what it is. Damn it.
Y. Austin Powers. The Three Musketeers. Cabaret. York. Michael
Yeah, I
York.
couldn't think of his name.
No point.
Well, there you go.
Your final score, Gio with 4 points on the board, Michael with 7, and Galvin is your triumphant champion today. He won with 12.
Kachaya! Woo, 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 woo! Trademark 2025.
Galvin, what line are you playing for?
I'll go line 4.
Line 4. Good morning. Who is this?
This is Caleb.
Caleb, you are the winner. Carmen I'll put you on hold. Carmen will pick you up during the break and we'll hook you up with a prize.
Thank you, sir.
You can take those sweet, sweet Chris Brown tickets?
No, I don't want that.
I didn't think so. Hold on, buddy, okay? We will have those, though, to give away at a different time during the show.
I'm going to let you know right now, I probably can't do sing-along for Chris Brown.
Oh, come on.
I
Galvin.
don't
You're
know.
ruining the
I
whole plan of the
mean-
show.
What is his biggest song, Carmen?
It was in The Office, the song that they got married to.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that had words.
Yeah.
Tonight is a good night. Is that it? Or something?
No.
Yeah,
Isn't that the song?
that's one of them.
Yeah, no. Not-
But that's not. No, not tonight's gonna be a good
no,
night.
that's not one of them.
But that's the one that they did. Are you talking
That's the
about
Black Eyed Peas.
that they danced to? That was the one in The Office.
No, there's another one. There's another one that I remember. It was in their wedding. The wedding was wedding related.
Says "Run It" is his
Run
number
It.
one song.
Is the big hit. That's not the one.
That
from
was
The
like
Office
his
either.
first hit. That's
Yeah.
what he came out with.
I still don't know.
I don't know why
Me
we're
see
arguing
you.
about
You
it.
confused
Run it.
me with the other one with the Black Eyed Peas.
I know. Hold on. Let's just go to the
"Kiss
old-
Kiss" is one.
Run in.
Nope.
No.
"Strip."
I can't believe he's still alive. Like, to me, if you said to me Chris Brown was coming, I'd go, oh, where is he? Where's he playing? He's either opening for somebody or he's playing a theater, like the Performing Arts Center or one of those.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I go theater. I go, he's maybe not one of the headliners at Strawberry Festival.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
he's there on a Tuesday.
Right. And everybody goes, oh, man, Chris Brown's really falling.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing the Strawberry Festival on a Tuesday.
Right.
Right after
Nope.
Apple from the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Just one of the Black Eyed Peas.
And the rest of Maroon 5.
Right. Maroon 4.5. What do we have coming up in news, Calvin?
Coming up in news today, climb aboard, departing from partin', and mi familia.
All right, Galvin Nation News. I think I got all of those today.
Oh.
We'll do that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. You know what I was too busy doing? Trying to book an appointment to get my goddamn ears waxed.
Oh, yeah?
I
You
gotta
haven't
tell
even
you.
made the appointment?
No, guy, just it's one of those things you could just go that day, you know?
Okay.
But I mean, I wax you in Wesley Chapel. I can't say enough good things about it. They're sweet. They rip hair out of your ears and nose and wherever else you're getting it taken out of, and they do it gently, and I have no problem doing it, and I'm going today. But I will tell you, the worst online booking system I've ever had.
Oh,
I've launched nuclear weapons easier than it was to.
Isn't
get to
that
book this
amazing
appointment.
whenever you have to deal with that? Apps or websites that are bad, you're like, come on, it's 2025.
The worst part about it is I'm just booking the appointment, and I got to auto sign things, and I mean I love them. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going,
It's a lot.
but it's a lot. I just tried to think if I was a woman in my 60s or a man in my 60s.
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
trying to figure out how to use it.
By the way, speaking of people in their 60s trying to figure out how to use things on the internet, I posted a video of somebody found this dog that was out in the woods.
Oh,
and they
I saw this.
People do not understand that you can repost videos on Instagram, apparently.
I think the problem is they don't pay attention, and they don't give it. Their attention span is so little that they just see what they want to see.
Yeah, to the point where so many people direct message me, oh my God, thanks for saving that dog. Oh, can I adopt that dog? What's
Right.
going on with that? It's not my dog. I have nothing to do with it. I just posted.
It did kind of look like you from behind.
All right. Well, then
Yeah.
watch the whole video. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to tell you, but
Yeah.
it's so much that I had to put up a thing that said, this is not me. And then I had to record a thing and say, are you people serious? Can you not figure this out?
Stolen valor.
It was wild.
Yeah, I saw that. I could see your frustration in your post.
Watch the whole video.
Mhm.
You'll know. They found it. The dog seems great. They have the dog. Dog loves it.
Hmm.
That's it.
Great
It's
job,
over.
Galvin.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take it.
I feel like I spent a lot of quality time with my dogs this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I feel like I don't know. I was pretty much around the whole weekend, so I didn't hang out with them.
I found out that I cannot sneak up on Gypsy.
No,
No, not at all.
why were you trying to?
Because I thought it'd be fun.
Oh, okay.
She was by the front door and she's just looking out the front door. She's looking, watching, seeing what's going on, whatever. And I'm sitting on the sofa and I see her, ears up, very into what is ever out the front door. And I went to stand up to sneak up on her. As soon as I stood up, she turned around.
No.
And I go, come on, you got to be kidding me. So then she went back to it. I gave her like about another 30 seconds, went to stand up again, turned around.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, well, she's
on
ready
you.
for it.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:12. Time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's top story, the Punta Gorda Police Department addressed the viral confrontation between a Florida charter captain and a fisherman that led to an arrest. Around 7:30 p.m. on April 1st, 40-year-old Brock Horner pulled his boat alongside the victim's boat and boarded it without permission. In the video, which has since gone viral, the fisherman, Gage Towles, tells Horner he can't go flying underneath the 41 bridge in Punta Gorda, roughly 10 feet from the other boat. Horner was upset about an incident on March 30th around 5:30 a.m. regarding Towles and others fishing in the dark without their lights on in the same area. The charter captain is heard screaming and cursing and becoming aggressive towards Towles before he jumps aboard the victim's boat. Horner threatened Towles and grabbed him by the shirt, demanding him to apologize for the prior incident. After police conducted several interviews with victims and witnesses, they established probable cause to arrest Horner in connection with unlawful boarding and threats under Florida Statute 810.022A, burglary, assault, or battery, non-forced entry. As of Friday night, Horner was still in Charlotte County Jail.
Wow.
He never thought that kid was recording.
I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of these people now. I mean, how many times you see video and they go, "Good, I don't care, record it." They don't even care. Like, they're so.
Oh, I saw one guy who said, "I don't care if you're recording," and then said the same word over and over and over again.
No.
A word that you really shouldn't be saying. Oh yeah, that's not good.
So let me ask you. So, I don't know. So this guy, first of all, where was this kid's camera?
I think it was his phone.
Or did he have one of those meta glasses?
Yeah.
Could have been that. Yeah,
Oh,
it could have been a GoPro on the head. Who knows?
It looks like he did a lot of content for his fishing charter.
Right,
and
so he was going for that.
So it's a normal thing that he had his camera on him, because if you go to like his social media and stuff, there's all kinds of fishing videos.
I saw one of those little Fast and Furious cars the other day, and it had like a thing on the back of the car, whatever, and it had a thing for a GoPro to go in there.
Yeah.
So like whenever they're racing or doing whatever, but it had a thing in there.
My wife, God bless her little soul, she sent me the other day. She's like, "I got something for you. I'm like, "What?" And she sent me that kid Gage's Facebook page. Like, what do you think it is we do for a living? three days after you found it.
Yeah.
What do you think it is we do? You think we've been trying to call this kid since last week?
We already had his phone number, his address.
Yeah. He's not talking to
Yeah, his place of employment.
But I thought that was adorable that she tried.
But 100% that guy had no idea how famous he was going to become.
And one of the videos had 12 million views.
But also, this is a great opportunity. Think about this. I talked about this last week on the show. This is a great opportunity to look at yourself and put yourself in that guy's position and say, this could have been me. I have a short temper. I have done dumb things like this before. I have yelled at people in traffic. I have snapped at people in a parking lot somewhere. This could have been me. And think about how much differently that situation could have been handled. Also, and I know that we had some argument about this last week, but the kid is like, I'm a kid. And whether or not, how old is he? I don't remember.
22.
Okay. He's still a kid. To me, he's a kid compared to me. You know what I mean? I have a son in that age range, but I'm also double his age. So to me, he's a kid.
Let me ask you something. If a 22-year-old kicked your ass, would you go, some kid kicked my ass?
Right.
I would feel terrible about that. But you definitely, like, especially, you have a young son.
Yeah, I get
recognize one of those kids as a dumb kid. He's just a kid. But this should be an opportunity for all of us, especially mostly guys, a couple of Karens out there, but mostly guys, to stop and make sure that this doesn't happen again in the future, because this could be any one of us.
I think the big thing from this is, had this been a one-off, this was the only time this guy did this, and he came out and was like, man, I acted like an idiot, and I'm so sorry.
I was having a bad day.
Yeah, all this and that. But the fact that he has multiple arrests for different stuff.
Probably a douche.
Yeah.
Probably a douche.
Yeah. Seems like a problem.
He probably is. Wasn't he a veteran?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got some issues. Maybe he's just got a military mentality.
His lawyer said he had PTSD in his statement about him.
Yeah, I'm sure all soldiers came back with a little bit of PTSD, and I just think that this guy is probably a little bit of a douche. He's the same guy, Carmen, who will comment on your picture when I put it on Facebook and say that you don't look good.
Yeah, 100%.
But probably has a fat wife.
I think when he jumped on the boat, that's where it went wrong.
Yeah,
because the other guy is escalated too. He's like, "What are you gonna do, bro?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?" So he's escalating it just as much as the other guy.
And the kid at no point was like he didn't want to fight him.
Like, if you're yelling at me and I go, "What are you gonna do, bro?"
Right
there, he's escalating.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's very much like the guy who does the Long Island audit, where he's like, "Don't put your hands on me.
Yeah.
You're not going to touch it." And he'll be like, "You're not going to touch my camera," so that they touch it.
I disagree that he's a kid. I hate calling him a kid, but I feel like he's also escalating the situation. The guy goes
He's a
wrong.
young adult.
The guy goes wrong when he jumps on the boat. Then you lose everything.
But also, what are you gonna do, bro? And then he jumps on the boat and he goes, "I'm a kid."
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
he was escalating just as much. He was playing tough just as much and
Instigating.
bowing up to the guy until he jumped on the boat. And then he's, I'm just a
But
kid.
you're out on the water, and then some douchebag just comes up and starts screaming at you.
But we don't know that he could have screamed at him too. That's what he was saying, you know?
But also, hindsight, we could have been either one of those guys in that situation and stuff.
Right.
The 22-year-old tried to explain, but wasn't as assertive as you are older, once you get older and stuff and everything. But he was like, that wasn't even me. That was the other. Like, I would have stuck on that narrative of, Yeah, you're yelling at the wrong guy.
Right.
That wasn't me. Calm down. I get it that you're mad, but that wasn't me.
Yeah.
So why are you yelling
Yeah.
at me? And then at some point, I just go, all right, nerd. And then I take off in my boat.
And he also didn't call police, didn't report it. He just posted the video.
I can't
So
wait
he wasn't that upset about it.
I can't wait
Right.
to ask Dom tomorrow the legalities if that guy would have entered the boat and this kid would have shot him.
Yeah.
What the legalities are. The other thing is he just posted it, and then you said he posted it and he didn't call the police.
Yeah.
Who is really calling the police for that?
If somebody jumped in your car, you're not going to call the police?
So I got into an argument, this is 20 years ago, with a guy. I got out of the car and yelled at him, and he called the cops on me, and the cops came and they go, what was going on? I go, this guy just, I don't remember what he did. He did some vehicle maneuver, but he did something like in front of me, and I had to go around him and all that. And the cop goes, that's what we're here for. Just call us. And I thought, yeah, that seems like a great idea. But what am I? Hi, I'd like to call and tell you about a kid who just passed me really fast. And I was like, that's just really, it's dumb. You know what I mean? But you don't think about that until after it's too late, and you're like, oh, I should have just called.
I think when the guy jumps in the boat, that's when
That's the
that's when
line.
he's in the wrong. Up
Yeah.
until that point, I think they're both being douchebags.
Yeah, well,
Everybody seems to wants to be sympathetic for the kid, but I think they're both being douchebags. When the guy jumps on the boat, that's when he's in the wrong at
Right.
that point from there on.
but that's where the crime is.
Right, exactly.
So,
but
I
up
mean-
until that point, I think they're both being just, as belligerent to each other as just two a-holes arguing in a conversation that we see all the time. It's funny to me that the things that people choose to make viral and have like this recreational outrage, like, can you believe this? There's far worse videos on the internet of people punching women in the face, like crazy things.
But do you know who I
and
think
they're
was
upset
most
about this.
offended by this video were real fishermen.
Yeah, maybe.
Real fishermen. I got this video sent to me, even though we ask you not to send us videos. I got that video sent to me mostly by people that I know are fishermen. I think that they were the ones that are feared this the most, not only for it to happen to them, but to make them look bad and say, hey, this is the problem when you're out on the water.
But like people are it's like I said, it's recreational outrage. Like, can you believe this? And they pretend they're so upset. Like, come on, you got two a-holes on the water that are arguing. This probably happens all the damn time.
I find, I find in my times of being out on the water on a boat, other boaters are pretty helpful.
Yeah.
When you're, hey, I'll help you tie down. I'll help you do this.
Well,
like for the most part, they're looking out for each other.
Yeah. Isn't it a law that you have to help if somebody is, stranded or whatever with their boat? Isn't it a law that you have to help?
I don't know.
I think so. I think,
don't know.
Yeah, I
The
think
Good Samaritan law?
Yeah, it's something like that where if their boat is broken down or there's something going on, that if you are in another vessel, you have to go and help them.
Let them on.
Do something.
I'll tell them. Here's a rope. Hold on. I don't know. I'm not familiar with maritime law whatsoever. But I can't wait to ask Dom tomorrow to find out if this kid would have been clear.
Charter captain you'll ever meet.
And why say that? Why say that?
Maybe you're pissed off and you're trying to flex on some guy.
By the way, Captain Nate's the best charter captain out there.
Oh,
just
of
putting
course.
that out there. I'm just telling you right now. This guy's definitely got a story. He's definitely got something that he's got.
He's been doxxed. His whole business is gone, but he's got a long record of arrests too.
Yeah,
so.
but there'll be a bunch of guys that are like, nah, man, we deal with kids like that all the time. We're going to support this guy's business.
Section 2304 requires a master or individual in charge of a vessel to render assistance to those in danger at sea if able to do so without seriously endangering the vessel or crew.
Oh,
So I don't have to do it.
No, you're not a captain.
You're right. I'm not. Yeah.
No, you're just I'm just a kid.
Yeah.
I'm just a kid.
The power of the internet is amazing.
Yeah.
When it's coming after you, man, oh man.
Oh, you don't have to tell me, Gio.
Yeah.
It can
It's
be
been after
good.
me a couple of times.
Good Lord.
It can be good. It can be bad. It can turn you into, making Haktua coins, or it
Yeah.
can turn you into,
I will
instant.
tell you this: in the several times the internet's been after me, my home address has been published a lot.
Yeah.
and nothing ever happens. Nobody's ever coming to my house. And not that I want you to. Thanks for not coming. But I'm like, that's the number one thing they do is here's his address.
Yeah.
Here, the worst thing you could do is, I guess, when you drag other people into it and they start like putting your parents' address on there and stuff. But the amount of misinformation is the best part about it. One guy was like on Twitter, this is a long time ago, he was like, when your brother got arrested, what about that? And I'm like, my brother's never been arrested for anything, and like when they start getting information wrong, you know, that's the fun part.
I'm telling you, if this guy goes through this and comes out the other side, he needs to make up T-shirts and do commercials. The best.
I'm the best damn charter captain.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, like
just admit it,
right?
own it.
And there's so many people that would want to go. I'll party with that guy.
Yeah,
We'll go
he should
fishing."
call his fishing charter the best damn fishing charter in Florida.
Yeah, you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, dude, that's hilarious. That's all the guy could do is own it, and he could say, "Look, I had a rough day. The kids are driving me nuts, man, and they're ruining my business. And I just snapped on this kid. I made a mistake. Big deal. I mean, who's going to be like, no, never again? You know, he didn't hit the kid. He just lost it.
We forgave Chris Brown.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't forgive Chris Brown. I'm not going to
Yeah,
that show.
you did.
I'm
You
not
played his
going to that
music.
show. Yeah, but
Rihanna
forgave
forgave
Rihanna
him.
gets
I
a piece
forgive
of
him.
it. Yeah.
I'm fine. The once and possibly future home of the Tampa Bay Rays will get a new roof to replace the one shredded by Hurricane Milton, with the goal of having the ballpark ready for the 2026 season. What is going on? City officials voted last week. The city of St. Petersburg Council voted 7-1 to approve $22.5 million to begin the repairs at Tropicana Field, which will start with a membrane roof that must be in place before other work can continue. Although the Rays pulled out of its plan for $1.3 billion for a new stadium deal, the city is still contractually obligated to fix the Trop.
Yeah.
a membrane roof.
Yeah.
What happens when we have more storms?
No, yeah. Well, it has to start with that at least.
Right,
That's what it
but I
says.
mean,
I guess the new one will be designed to withstand higher
But
winds.
what about all the damage that already happened inside? They got to replace all
everything?
that stuff
Yeah.
too. Oh,
They just did a tour.
why
of-
wouldn't it make sense to just tear that down and rebuild
Well,
it?
I guess they're contractually obligated is what the deal
No,
is.
but I mean, what
To
fix
repair it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but why don't they just rebuild it, knock it down, and rebuild it?
Well, because it's till 20. They have to be there till 2028.
Right. Well, oh, so you're saying that they're probably going to move after that?
And to have it back open for 2026,
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
they
yeah,
can
it
do
wouldn't
it.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be able to do
I
it
got you.
quickly enough.
Because they can't even approve the idea of a new stadium now. Like you'd have to start construction like today to even try and get it ready in time.
I got a really nice gift from John Brennan, Carmen's boss, the other day.
Our boss.
It is a piece of the roof from Tropicana Field,
Oh.
signed by Wade Boggs.
Oh.
Framed with a actual picture of Tropicana Field with all the damage. Pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my office when we buy the team.
What was that for? Just here's the
'Cause he
thing. I
loves-
know
he
you like.
loves me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Washington Capitals forward Alexander Ovechkin broke the long-standing NHL record for goals scored Sunday, eclipsing the mark of the legendary Wayne Gretzky that he set more than 25 years ago. Ovechkin scored the record setter his 895th in the second period against the New York Islanders. The matchup was immediately paused, and a ceremony with Gretzky on site took place on the ice to commemorate the historic moment. So, did you see the numbers? How crazy this is?
How
How many
in
games?
line they are?
Yeah. So it was Ovechkin tied his record in one less game than what Gretzky took to make that record, and then passed his record in the same amount of games that it took for Gretzky to get to that number.
And did it on the day that the Capitals were granted the pick for Ovechkin
Oh, really?
in
I
the,
didn't
in
know
the
that.
lottery.
I didn't know that.
Isn't that
Yeah.
insane?
Both-
And Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln.
Yeah.
1,487 games for both of them.
Yep.
Right on the dot.
So he tied him in one less game,
Yeah.
and then he passed him in the same amount of games that took for Gretzky to get the number. Ovechkin got one more in the same amount of games.
So if you're coming up in the NHL right now, the way to see if you're a great player or not is to check how many goals you've gotten compared to what Gretzky and Ovechkin had gotten this far.
Yeah.
So if you played for 4 years, you should have the same amount of goals that they did. If
Yeah,
you're
man.
planning on breaking the record.
Gretzky looks weird. They've been showing him a lot the last couple of days. He looked weird.
Did he get work done or something?
Was
For
it
sure.
Theo Vaughn who told him he looked like Princess Diana in the 80s? Somebody went right to his face. I think it was Theo Vaughn said, in the 80s, you know who you look like? And he's like, who? He's like, Princess Diana. And then they showed him, and I'm like, he did look just like, now he looks like his face is shrinking into itself.
it looks like the skin is coming out, like his face is puffy, but it's like loose skin.
I think he had work done on his face.
he may have.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
he does a lot of this.
He's got that and the big, fake white teeth. Because all the hockey guys have fake teeth. But you know, his are huge, and his face is pulled back, and he kind of like his face doesn't move when he talks. Which is
it's a weird. He might be Botoxed up.
I find him very bizarre to look at when he's talking.
Ovechkin's no beauty either.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen Gretzky on TV for a while. You know.
Yeah. Ovechkin just looks like an old man who wrestles bears and drinks whiskey.
Yeah,
out of a horn.
It's almost like there's a Gretzky like animatronic up in the booth.
Yeah, because he's got those weird eyes that like move independently. He's 64, so it's not like he's super old.
He looks way old.
He's probably, I mean, think about it. His body's probably 164.
It almost reminds me of like Frankie Valli and like the.
Oh yeah. He looks way older than 64.
Yeah. Well, he's been beat up, you know. He's been a long career.
Ovechkin's only 39.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He's so gray.
He's all gray now and stuff. And it's funny too because Ovechkin has been good for so long, but you saw him like when he was younger and stuff, and obviously you see him so much more now that he was chasing this and stuff, and he takes his helmet off and you go, whoa! What?
Who's that old Russian?
All pro athletes are much younger than us. All pro athletes.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, not all, but most.
Well, you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no...
Which is weird because you watch these guys and something like, wait a minute. Oh, he's 22.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand that. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was looking at the baseball cards in the back, and it would tell you what year they were born, and I go, how was he born? Like 3 years before me or 5 years before me. Like I couldn't understand how we were almost the same age.
When we were on Radio Row for the Super Bowl, that was the one thing I kept noticing. Like, my gosh, these guys are young.
Yeah.
Like they all look so young, but you don't think that when you're watching them on TV.
I was looking at Shedeur Sanders and I thought, could this kid have any better of a life?
Oh, yeah.
He's grown up in a millionaire family. With a famous father, and now he is killing it in college. He's probably going to be the number 1 draft pick or the top 3 draft pick.
And he's already a millionaire on his own right.
His own.
He's got a ton of endorsements.
Right.
He's got it, you know.
He was like the number 1 NIL athlete.
There's nothing he's done already.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing. He doesn't have to do anything else. If he goes in the NFL and he becomes a great quarterback, that's just icing on the cake at this point.
He could also never even play an entire snap
still be a millionaire.
And he's still a millionaire for his life.
Crazy.
You know what's crazy though is you look at like players from the 60s and 70s, and obviously they've gotten younger. Like they're going into the league, you know, whether it be NBA or NFL and stuff, younger than they used to. But still, you look at NFL or baseball players from like the 70s, and they look like they're in their 50s.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they do it, but they're like 25 or
you watch
28.
Old 80s baseball footage, and they all look like they're old people.
Yeah,
They're
like
old
I
guys.
wonder how like some of the guys from like the Celtics and Lakers when back when Johnson and Bird and those guys played, like Kurt what's his name? Not Lambeer.
Bill.
No.
Kurt.
But any of those guys, like Bill Walton looks super old. Like all those guys look so old. It was crazy.
Oh, those baseball players from the 80s had those big mustaches. So they all look like they were old. They were like somebody's dad, you know?
Yeah. That's so weird. I remember my dad telling me that. He goes, you're going to feel old once you see these guys' sons start playing.
Oh, yeah. Like, we talk about Shedeur Sanders. I remember Dion playing. I remember Dion being drafted.
Yeah. Kurt Rambis, that's who I was thinking of. Kurt Rambis always looked old, you know what I mean? But he was probably 25 or something like that.
I don't like it.
The Tampa Bay Lightning are headed back to the Stanley Cup playoffs for the 8th consecutive year. The team clinched on Saturday after New York Rangers 4-0 loss to the New Jersey Devils. With 6 regular season games remaining, the Lightning are making a charge to capture the top seed. The Lightning play the Rangers tonight and will host the Leafs on Wednesday.
You will hear all the games here on 102.5 The Bone.
102.5 The Bone. Check it out. Carmen, you were out for some of the Final Four action. UConn crushed South Carolina 82-59 in Sunday's NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. And now Florida takes on Houston in the men's final.
Yeah.
Houston beat Duke, who was the odds-on favorite to win the entire tournament. In their game, Duke was up by 9 points with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. And Houston made an unbelievable comeback to win 70-67.
It's pretty wild.
But,
it was unbelievable.
I mean, who called Florida last week? Evidently on the show, at some point, I said Florida was going to win. And because when they won this weekend, everybody was like, you called it. And I go, called what? I didn't.
You
call
said
it.
Duke was going to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. People
remember
hit me
saying-
up saying I said Florida.
You said no. You said Duke's going to win the whole thing, and I said, well, they're the odds-on
And
favorite.
I knew nothing about what I was talking.
I think you said Duke and Florida would be in the final.
Oh, did I?
I think
Because
so.
people were hitting me up and they're like, "You called it." I'm like, "Yes." What did I call? I have no idea. I don't even remember when I said. I have not watched 1 second of college basketball
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think that Houston wins. They beat Duke.
after that.
Maybe. Yeah, they're riding high. But again, Florida and Auburn, that was a really good game.
Yeah.
And like Auburn was playing really good. At one point, Chad like shook his head because he put money on Florida at the very beginning of the tournament. He's like, it looks like I'm out. And he just like, Auburn's playing too good. So when Florida came back and ended up winning at the end, you know what I mean? So
yeah. So he put money on Florida to win the whole thing.
yeah, at the very beginning. So, but again, but I was shocked to find out Houston won because it was,
Duke was the best team all year. Everybody
Yeah.
was saying.
What? How is walk-ons?
oh my God, the Midtown place.
It's nice,
area,
right?
So nice, so cute. I definitely like want to like go hang out down there.
It's got that little area to run around in the middle.
Yep. And then what was it? The soap, Buff City Soap.
Yep.
They were closed by the time I was done with my gig, so I didn't get to go in there.
You missed out.
Yeah, but there's an escape room. There's the ice cream place. I love that little area. That's super cute. But but also walk-ons, great food, and it was just packed for the game and like had a great like vibe.
Yeah,
there
it's
during
a fun area.
The Florida game, is that when you're there?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Gator fans.
Yeah. So everyone was cheering and having fun and in the bar, and you know what I mean? So it was a lot of fun.
The women's final was so boring that they had like Caitlin Clark and and Tarasi and all these other players talking through the entire game.
Really?
Kind of like the Manning cast on the
Oh,
side.
yeah.
I'm like, look at this game. They're so bored by it. They're bringing in people to talk about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Deputies in Nevada seized 7 tigers from a property this week. The man who had them tried to claim that they were emotional support animals for his post-traumatic stress disorder, which stemmed from Vietnam. So he decided to get himself 7 tigers.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, a Colorado city is planning to limit residents' pets, cats, and dogs to a total of 4. So you can only have 4 total pets.
Fair.
In
What? In
Colorado City.
like just in regular residences?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair. You should be able to have as many as you want.
I don't know. I mean, yes and
I mean,
no.
it shouldn't be a law, but I mean, an average person should not be able to handle more than 4 animals. I mean, not that they can't handle them, but that more than 4 is a little
Didn't
crazy.
Moose have like 30 cats at one
Yeah,
point?
yeah, 18.
You can be grandfathered in if you already have more than that, but anyone who exceeds that number in the future will have their pets seized.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to have my pet.
It really depends. Like if you have like 6 dogs or something like that, you live on a big property
Right.
and all the dogs are together and you can whistle and they all come running and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. But then also if you're like 84 years old and you have 7 cats, 3 dogs,
Yeah.
2 parrots, this and that, it's just like, what is going on?
In a
Like this
one-bedroom house.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with this guy on Instagram who feeds his dog raw food, and I don't know why they seem to love it. He goes today. He fed them pig's ears one time. Sorry, Carmen. And then yesterday he fed them chicken backs. What's a chicken back? Yeah. He was like, and then I don't know what kind of dogs they were. They were pit bullish looking dogs, and he had like 4 of them, and they just sit there at attention. And he calls their name, and he throws it to them, and they eat it, and then they just sit back, and they're such well behaved dogs. But watching them eat all those raw things, there's something I don't know. I feel like my dogs are missing out. My dogs are a little.
Well, don't start giving your stuff to your dog's
Oh no!
raw
I
stuff.
went right to the chicken. Oh, okay. I said, "Here, just gnaw on this for a little while."
Yeah.
No, I know because that'll hurt their stomach, right?
Well,
If they're not
now,
used to it?
now that the way they are, I don't know about starting it from the beginning how it goes. It's the same with people that my cat's a vegetarian. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Stop it. So you're being weird.
What I feel like though I'm not giving my dogs enough food. Like I feel like they should be eating
Same.
other stuff.
Yeah, so like we started making their food, and the more research I started doing, the more I realized like the more things that I needed to add to their food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they like this one person who's like a pet dietitian or canine dietitian said like 85% of homemade dog food is missing one key nutrient that could be like, really
Something
hurting
they
your
need.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. We thought about going back to kibble or like doing like half and half.
That's
not
what we
like,
do, half and half.
yeah, we were going to do like half kibble, half the food that we give them now. but we're still just up in the air trying to figure out what we want to do.
Think about chicken backs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a long time ago, I did a bunch of research to try and find out like what's a good store brand dog food that you can give your dog. I use Nutro. It's
Right.
pretty good. It seems like it's rated well on a lot of different things. You know, Vader, I had 16 years old. That's all he ate. He didn't eat table food. He didn't eat any of the other stuff, and he was healthy his entire life.
He didn't eat a large cheese pizza.
no,
Off the counter.
no chicken backs, none of that.
Loaf of bread.
Yeah.
A company is selling a stuffed animal called Dino, which will snitch on all the things that your kids tell it in confidence. It has a built-in AI chatbot that records your kids' every word.
Wow.
So then you can go back in and listen to what your kids telling Dino in confidence. Yeah. And find out.
That's so. You can't do that to your kids.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
They'll never trust you.
No.
That's making trust issues. That's literally creating trust issues.
Yeah.
Once they realized Dino was undercover.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a mole.
Yeah. I remember when my kid was young and I gave him a phone and I told him, I said, listen, you're young, you're getting a phone. At any point, I can come in and take that phone and look through it and find whatever I want and do anything. That's our deal. Here's the passcode. Do not change the passcode. And we were fine.
Yeah. I did
Have
the
you
same.
done that?
Have I what?
Did you go in there and grab it and just look at it?
Yeah. I think like a couple times, like
Just
after
to
I gave it
check.
to him, just to be like,
Yeah.
this could happen. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I also told him, I go, anything you send anyone, I will be able to see, and that person's parents will be able to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said, so do not send anything you don't want a bunch of people to see.
I'm very big and constantly telling my daughters not to say, everything you say lasts forever, no matter what you think it is. And the same thing, I check their. I don't check their phones that much, but I tell them I'm going to check them at any time I want.
Yeah, I don't really check my. I can't check my sons, but I don't really check my daughters. She's pretty good. My wife handles that portion of it.
Yeah, like a handful of times I would do it, but I think just the idea that I can was enough to deter them from not.
We're Snapchat friends, so when she sends stuff out to everybody, I get to see what she sends out too, and then occasionally she'll just send me one picture directly of her giving me the finger.
Yeah.
So I know that she knows what she's doing. She's got her stuff together there. I mean, listen, if you have to sneak your kids with stuffed animals that are spies, you're in bad shape as it is.
Yeah. Depending on how, I mean, that's if your kid has a stuffed animal, that's
But again,
that's under 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was going to say, I feel like this is more of a parent, like having trust issues than having having a bad kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just an adult who has severe trust issues in their daily life and their own romantic partners and you know what I mean? And they're taking it out on their kids.
Oh, how adorable is it going to be when they start showing all those viral videos of kids telling the stuffed animals how much they love their parents and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It is an end of an era. 7-year streak down the drains. Olive Garden's 7-year streak of being America's top casual dining restaurant is over.
Streak Slayer.
They have been taken down by Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, I love
Texas
Texas
Roadhouse is now number 1.
I get it.
I have the Texas Roadhouse, the one that's up on 56 over there or whatever.
They just opened a new one though, like around the Starkey area there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse used to be next to the station, right? Wasn't that a Texas
No,
Roadhouse?
That was Cody's
Cody's.
Roadhouse.
Cody's
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Same
Oh, okay.
thing?
No.
No.
Texas Roadhouse far superior to
Really?
Cody's. Yes.
Do they have the cinnamon butter?
They
Yes.
do.
Oh, well, then the same thing.
Yeah.
Can you throw peanuts on the floor?
No.
Oh.
Good. I don't like that.
Even worse.
No.
I don't like peanuts on the floor. Unless it's the ground round. I don't like the peanuts on the floor. I ate really bad this weekend.
Oh, you are off the rails,
Yeah,
man.
getting ready for the
happened?
cruise.
2
Has he
weekends in a row.
listened to you two?
Oh,
bozos?
shut up. You said it too.
I did not.
The
I
next-
said the exact opposite.
Carmen,
She said, I listen to YouTube bozos.
you argued with us the first day, and then the next day you were like, it's off the rails. It's over. It is what it is. The cruise is happening.
Yeah, because
100%.
that's what he was doing. I didn't condone it.
No, you
I
were
said
saying
that's
you
what-
too.
No, I said I'm gonna do it in moderation. You don't listen, so it's
You
okay.
don't listen. You said Florida was going to win the whole thing.
I did not.
I don't even remember saying that.
It started with the shrimp tacos, and now you've never gone.
Yeah.
You're off the rails.
Now he's snacking and he's thinking about the
Nope.
cruise.
Yeah, she's right. I mean, I
Pizza.
can't even deny it. I did have pizza.
I know.
I did have pizza.
I know your body.
Carmen says I know.
I know your
I
body.
can see it in your face.
Yeah, yeah.
I
What
know.
happened?
Just got this weekend got away from you, Gio.
Listen,
Well, and he figured he's gonna have pizza on the cruise.
I'm
Might
not
as well
gonna
have
have pizza on
pizza
the
now.
Oh, you're definitely
Why
having
not?
yeah,
pizza.
I mean,
Yeah.
late night pizza.
Maybe I'm gonna have pizza on the cruise.
Yeah.
no,
Listen.
but also you're gonna have Bobby there giving you a hard time.
I'm not worried about that because Galvin brought up a good point last week. I am going to drink on the cruise, and that's already against my thing. I'm
Right.
going to have a moderate week on the cruise. I'm going to eat. I'm probably not like I took the kids to Twisty Treat yesterday. I didn't get any ice cream. Like I'm not going super crazy, but I am gonna
Forego the
enjoy
ice
it a
cream
little.
for the pizza.
Yeah, well, we
Listen, I think it's great.
Yeah, thank you. Gio.
Here's the thing: is the cruise is we're leaving on the 10th.
Yeah.
We'll be back on the 14th. That's already like halfway. Just take April off.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wait a
It's
minute.
not like I have
Don't
a
do
5K
it.
coming up.
We got a gig on the 19th. You're gonna be drinking with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true too.
I mean,
yeah.
come on. You got
Oh,
so the 23rd 's
Yeah.
administrative professional day.
yep.
April-
You gotta celebrate.
April's pretty much a total loss.
Yeah.
At
You got
this point.
Easter. What are you gonna do for Easter? Not eat?
I
You're not gonna
love
have
Peeps.
Cadbury
I love
eggs?
Peeps so much.
May, the 5K, that's when you get back on track.
5K in May.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because that's on the 4th. So if you start on the 1st, you can train the first.
Should be,
Yeah.
all right.
Second and
Should be
third.
ready.
Yeah.
Let's order
Oh.
breakfast.
Listen, I gotta tell you, no McGriddles.
Oh, yeah.
No McGriddles.
we're
I haven't
back.
gone that far off.
We're back, baby.
No, no.
Yeah.
It was those shrimp tacos. They put me over the edge.
Yeah, man.
So what'd you have this weekend? You had pizza. What else do you have?
Oh, Calvin, it was just a mess. What did I have? Oh, you know where it started off? You're gonna love this. Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
My
Yeah.
daughter loved. I don't particularly love Olive Garden. If you tell me right now, there's no better place for lunch. Soup and salad, breadsticks. It's the best combination ever. But she wanted to go there for dinner. She loves Olive Garden. I was offering to take her to Fleming's, and she was like, "No, I want to go to Olive Garden." And all right. So we went to Olive Garden, and yeah, that's where it started.
What'd you get?
I had an eggplant parmesan.
Oh, nice. Good
Not
choice.
really that bad to eat,
Yeah.
but it was disgusting.
Mm.
It was not good. It was all mashada in the middle.
I don't like eggplant.
Oh,
I'm
I
just
love
not a
it.
fan.
I do if it's cooked the right way.
I like when it's like crispy.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
gotta
This
be-
was
you
not.
gotta
It was
fry
mushy.
it.
It was very
Yeah.
mushan.
Mm.
I just did. I actually ate, and then she came over, and then they gave you a pile of spaghetti to go with it. I don't touch that.
Yeah.
And she came over, and she was like, "You didn't like it?" I go, "No, I did." Like I can never be the guy who go, "No, I didn't like it. It was
Right,
too much."
right.
I've done that before.
I've never-
They're like, "Oh, you didn't like it," and I go, "No," but it's not on you.
No,
It's
I
just,
just didn't
I
like-
didn't
yeah.
like it. I don't like this.
Yeah, I
You
certainly
know?
wasn't complaining to Olive Garden. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but then that's where it's.
Then what? What happened after that?
Yeah.
Then the
Give us the
wheels came off.
rundown.
Yeah,
Give us the
come on,
rundown.
let's go.
I don't really know.
got
It
Olive
came
Garden.
home.
Olive Garden
At
Friday.
some,
Saturday.
at some point, there was
All
pizza.
right.
Yeah, it was the girls had volleyball on Saturday, so
You don't have to make excuses. Just
well,
tell
no,
us
I'm
what you-
trying to think
that's-
of what happened.
He's
man.
blamed the girls twice.
No, I didn't. Amanda bought them a pizza, so we had pizza here.
And then the girls weren't home, so I had to have.
Finish it off.
There was thin crust veggie pizza.
Oh, that's fine. You're
well,
fine.
it had veggies on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine.
It cancels it out.
It's basically
Doesn't
like a
count.
protein shake.
That's
It's like a
Saturday.
salad.
This is the best support group a guy could ever ask for.
What about
Thank you.
Sunday? Sunday, you get back on track. What happened Sunday?
Some wings in there. What happened?
No, no wings. What did we do Sunday? I don't even know. We went out. We go out to eat. Oh yeah, we went to. Oh, you'll be very impressed. I had a salad at Outback. We went to Outback,
All right.
Mm.
and I had a salad.
What was in that salad?
Nothing.
Huh?
Just
it wasn't.
lettuce.
Yeah, I mean it was a
Yeah.
pretty plain salad.
Any dressing?
Yeah, of course.
Ranch?
No, no. It
Oh
was,
yeah, I love the ranch.
like a vinaigrette kind of salad. Yeah.
Cheese?
not great.
Croutons?
Yeah, I mean it was a salad.
I mean,
Some salad.
it was-
It was
It was a
Yeah.
salad.
And you just asked for a head of lettuce.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's a good weekend.
I'm back, baby.
Sounds good.
It's a
Back
solid
today.
weekend.
Off to a good start.
I went to the Escape, the Collective over the weekend.
You did?
Yeah, I went right back to Jimmy Renner's.
What?
I'm
What
sorry,
did
what did you
Jimmy
get?
What does Jimmy Renner's have? What do they have there?
Burger?
I don't want to talk. about
Burger
it.
guy.
Yeah, that place awesome.
What time did you go? I almost went yesterday.
It was like around 4.
Oh, 'cause my family was going over there yesterday.
Yeah,
and I
that's
just-
the first time
soccer.
I'd been inside. It's awesome. It's
So
really cool.
they brought the burgers here, which were fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't have to travel. Even better there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's good stuff. I love how it's set up too. They got the full the brewery's on one side, and you kind of go down the hallway, and then little food courts in the back.
I was never invited, so I don't know.
It's awesome.
You were
Drew
invited.
told me it was really nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, they had
Literally, your brother texted you.
they also have this donut place there that has all these crazy
I heard
donuts.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Interesting.
Definitely 5 stars. Would go eat burgers again.
What crazy donuts do you have?
I didn't have any of the donuts.
Do they know when you get there? Are they like, he's here?
No, I don't think so.
You should. I'm telling you, you should really own that burger guy title.
Yeah.
Like when you start going to burger places now, they're gonna be like, "He's here, burger guy's here, burger guy's here."
You should start doing reviews like Dave Portnoy outside. One bite.
You
everybody knows the
guys
rules.
created the burger guy. I don't
No,
eat as
you
many
did.
burgers as you say I
You
do.
should own it.
I mean-
and do the opposite of Dave
No.
Portnoy. Eat 2 burgers
Yeah.
instead of 1 bite. Just eat 2 burgers.
I don't eat a lot of red meat in general.
You should. You're burger guy.
Yeah, you got it.
Burger King, meet Burger Guy.
Yeah. Whoa, man! Can you imagine that collab? You and the BK, you and the King.
That would be great. It was very good. I highly recommend it.
Gee, I'm telling you, lean into this one.
Yeah.
Be burger guy.
You can lean into it as well.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big burger guy.
I'm not a big burger guy.
You are.
No, you are the
You
biggest.
are the burger
Out of
guy.
all of us on the show, we've determined as the most handsome guy on the show.
Thank you.
You are the number 1 fast food guy.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Right.
yeah.
That doesn't make you a
But
bad
even
guy.
that, I don't eat a lot.
Wow.
You eat way more fast food than the rest
It
of
comes
us.
in waves.
Combined.
It comes in waves.
Combined, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
You would think Burger Guy started with the Mike Calta Show, but Gio actually worked for McDonald's when he was 15 years old.
That is
He
true.
was destined to be burger guy.
Mhm. It drew you in.
the moment he put on the Hamburglar suit,
Oh.
he knew he was home.
That's his origin story.
Wow. Check out the Escape Brewery Collective thing.
Great
It's awesome.
burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Burger guy gives it two thumbs up.
Shout out Jimmy Renners.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anybody else want to make any confessions about stuff that happened this weekend?
I'm trying to think. No, I think that was it. That was my only slip ups. But Carmen, you're right. I'm 1 foot in the boat.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Listen, we were drinking White Claws this weekend, and
Yeah.
just I'm eating pasta, but I'm having it with like a big chicken breast.
That
so
makes
I'm
it
like
okay.
that in
Yeah.
between. It does make it okay.
Mike had
actually.
vegetables on his pizza.
It's true.
Oh, all right.
It's true. I went in the pool yesterday just to kind of get.
Are you working on your base tan?
Nah, I was sitting out there, just hanging out. My daughter was out there. My wife never hangs out outside, so she came outside, was reading her book, so we were kind of hanging out there a little bit. But
Putting out the sexy shirtless pictures on the gram.
Oh,
thank you, Gio.
Saw that, yeah.
Didn't know if you thought it was sexy. But I'm glad you
The
appreciate
Raven
it.
beard
Yeah.
shirtless picture.
Yeah, yesterday was Beard Day here at the house.
okay.
So Bobby, I FaceTime Bobby, and he's like, "No, I want to dye my beard." And I go, "No, don't dye. You have the nice gray beard. You look good." And he goes, "No, you just don't want me to dye it so that I look older than you."
He should keep gray beard and don't do mustache. He
No.
shouldn't do mustache. He
Yeah.
should do beard.
Gray beard. He looks like I told him. I go, "You look like you're on the high seas searching for a whale. Like you he looks like an old school.
He looks like
Yeah.
Boss
tough
Root.
fisherman. Yeah, but he when he grows the beard out, he's got the old wise man of the sea beard.
And his went full gray.
Yeah.
Where yours was on its way, and
Right.
then you pulled it back.
How it's patchy gray. It
Right.
wasn't even a cool gray.
You pulled it back, whereas Bob, you can't. Once you're full gray, you can't go back.
Right. I like the way his looks. His is good. I keep asking him, I go, "Are you excited for the cruise?" And he's like, "You keep asking me. I think he's got so much anxiety about having to fly from Atlanta to
Different city.
Try
Orlando.
and make it in time.
Yeah. Now we got a problem. We got another problem.
What's the other
I
problem?
don't even want to bring it up.
Oh, you got to bring it up.
Now that we've got extra passengers, I got to take Bobby to the airport on the way home on Monday. And I don't know if I have enough room now because I got too many passengers coming.
Oh, yeah. I tried to hit your eye with you on Friday. You said,
Yeah.
nope, seat's taken.
Yeah.
Can't sit-
Moose
can't
outside,
sit here.
I told you.
Yeah, kicked you out like those kids kick Forrest right out of the seat.
So who's out?
Nobody's out. I can't have.
So you had Bobby, Mike O,
JoJo,
JoJo, and that was it.
Pete.
Tom and Pete.
and
Tom's
then
driving.
uh,
And now you added your brother John,
no, Pete's
no?
Pete's sister and her husband.
Pete's
They
sister
were the
and
other
husband,
two,
Jake and Joey.
and now Jake and Joey.
Oh,
So now somebody's
10?
gonna no 7. Somebody's gonna ride up front.
You,
Me,
Bobby.
Me, no, not Bobby. Me,
Oh.
Pete, Mike Olivero, JoJo, Johnny, Nancy, Jake, and Joey. Right.
And
so
Tom
that's
driving.
Tom driving. So somebody said I sit up front with Tom.
Hmm.
So I'm at 8.
Who's sitting up front? Oh, man.
Probably Johnny. Johnny or maybe Mike O.
That's going to be my cow.
Why?
Because he's not with his wife.
It's true.
Johnny's with his wife.
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. Whoever sits, I'll sit up there.
Because it would have to be either Mike O or JoJo.
I'm going to sleep the minute I get in there, so I don't care what seat is in. You know. But anyway, that's the. But now on the way back, now I have to add Bobby on the way back.
Oh,
there's
man.
There's no room at the end. So what do I do now?
So who's out on the way back?
Nobody's out. I'm gonna have to make somebody. Jake's gonna have to sit on the floor or something, just till we get to the airport.
Do you have to take Bobby back to Orlando, or are you taking him to Tampa?
Take him to Orlando Airport.
Orlando.
It's a big deal.
That's
It's right there.
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Not a big deal.
All right.
Oh boy.
Man.
Plus, you're all going to weigh more after the cruise.
Of course, without a doubt.
Today is National Beer Day.
Hey.
Happy Beer Day, everybody. Enjoy a cold one. Did you know this? Former child actor Jay North, who played Dennis the Menace,
Yep.
passed away yesterday. He was 73 years old, died of cancer.
I'm glad he had cancer,
Oh, my God.
as opposed to just dying of natural causes at the age of 73, because
Yeah.
that would give me exactly 20 years left to live.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I get a couple more. Don't say anything, Gio.
Sorry.
No problem.
How long has he lived?
Longer than I have.
Yeah. You've lived longer than you will live. It's all right, though. You've had a good run.
It's not over.
Russell Brand has been charged with rape, indecent assault, and other sex crimes involving 4 different women. He denies it all, saying he has never engaged in non-consensual sex.
I know, but a couple of things. One, I think about if this was anybody else, we'd be going, okay, one or two could be people chasing celebrity trying to get some money. But when you have like 4 or 5, now you're starting to see a guy who it sounds like some serial behavior.
Well, here's a couple things that I think.
Also, though, he's got a target on his back now.
That's the big thing is he has a target on his back. That's a huge thing because he's so outspoken about different things that they're like, all right, let's take this guy down.
Right.
Or he used to do a lot of drugs and do a lot of stuff. So who knows what his behavior was like.
So it's so difficult to prove those sort of things. How do you, if you didn't go immediately to the police after the assault happened, then how do you try to say it months later or a year later? And I'm not saying it's not true or that these people don't deserve justice. What I'm saying is you've made it very difficult for this to be a fair situation for anybody by waiting so long and not going directly to the police. So now it leaves so much doubt that how do you prove it?
Yeah.
What do you do to who? I don't know. It seems to me that it's just designed to slander.
In my mind, he is Aldous Snow in his real life, and
Yes.
that's all I can think of.
But
Well, I
even
was gonna
Aldous
say-
Snow is a gentle soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he going to try and use that as a defense? That it was Alice Snow, it wasn't him.
I feel like he's crazy and just like the character.
I love that movie so much.
Oh, so good. He's great as that in what was it?
Get
Forgetting
him to
Sarah
the Greek.
Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
and then
get him.
Yeah.
get him to the Greek.
Yeah,
too.
which that's an interesting thing that they took that character.
Rarely there's ever a spin-off that is that funny and that successful. I
And
think.
when have you seen? I'm sure it's happened before,
Yeah.
but that's an unusual thing for a character to be in a movie that's not the lead of a movie, and then they go, "Oh, we're going to make him the
Right.
lead of this movie."
Yeah.
and
But
do it that way.
And then it was probably the relationship between him and Jonah Hill, because Jonah Hill was
Oh, yeah,
so
he's-
obsessed with him in the movie.
Yeah, he was that. It's so good.
It's such a great movie.
Yeah, which is weird because they're both in both of those movies, but Jonah Hill's not playing the same character.
I don't know. Is he?
But that's the thing. Like, they never do anything a backstory that he
Right.
met him when he was in Hawaii
Yeah.
or anything like that, where he used to work at that resort. Paul Newman, the hustler, and then he played Fast Eddie Felson in Color of Money,
Color of Money, yeah.
which was the same, but that was years later, but that was a different thing.
Yeah, that is 2 different movies. That
Two
is
different
2 different
movies.
movies, the same character.
Same character,
Yeah.
though, and he was the star of the one and then co-star of the other.
I don't know what else he's done besides Aldous Snow. I know he did Arthur, which I saw that.
He was
But
he
what
was
else?
very good in Arthur.
Yeah.
I loved the first Arthur. I thought Dudley Moore was. I love both of the Arthur movies. I thought Dudley Moore was great, but he did a great job as.
Yeah,
but
it
he
wasn't
did
bad.
He did
It was
Dudley
funny.
Moore is what he did.
But I can't think of anything else that he's been in off the top of my head that I've even seen.
No, I don't know him. I don't even know what I know him from.
He's done a lot of like animated stuff. Let's see, The Emperor's New Clothes. Does anybody know what that is?
Is that
No.
a cartoon?
It's him standing with a megaphone in front of New York City. It looks
No.
like Paradise.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Your eldest Snow.
Rock of Ages. He was in Rock of Ages, but
Yeah.
he was basically
Forgettable.
Eldest Snow
Elvis
White.
Snow again.
Yeah. Forgetting some.
I mean, he's super, super famous.
Yeah.
His
But what is the
podcast-
big thing that got him famous?
Well, he also did stand up or one man shows. Like he
Yeah.
was doing
Oh
those
yeah, he
things.
did do a lot of that. That's right.
Plus, I think he was bigger overseas than
Yeah.
here. And then
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of like besides get him. I love Get Him to the Greek so much, but I'm trying to think of what I knew him from before that.
I think that's what got him on the radar here in the States was that movie.
Was he ever a pirate? He seems like he'd be a good pirate.
Yeah.
No, doesn't look like he played any pirates or anything like that. But Forgetting Sarah Marshall was 2008, and then Get Him to the Greek was 2010. It looks like his first thing was Penelope, which
No.
I don't know what that is, and whether he was a main character in there or not. Romantic comedy, Christina Ricci, Catherine O'Hara, Peter
No.
Dinklage, James McAvoy. Oh, I did see that Penelope where she has the pig nose.
Oh,
Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, I remember. I was like one of those ones where you're flipping through the channels, and I'm like, "Is that Christina Ricci with the pig
With the
nose?"
pig nose.
Yeah, it was weird, but I don't even remember him in that. I don't know how long I watched it for, but well, there you go. So we'll see what happens with that. Hugh Grant tweeted that immigration officials stopped him and his wife at London's Heathrow Airport and asked their kids, "quote Are these your mom and dad?"
Yeah.
Hugh called it intrusive.
They do that all the time.
Insulting and creepy. Yeah,
They do that all. They do
Get
it to
over
my kids
yourself.
all the time.
Get over yourself. Weirdo.
Anytime you're traveling like that, and you have little kids, they ask you, "Is this your mom and dad?" to make sure you're not being.
Do you know what I would say? Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
What is so intrusive about
He's
that?
a
English man.
yeah.
Hello.
That happens all the time. Then they say to my kid, when my kids were little, they would go, "Who is this?" And she'd look weird, and she'd go, "That's my dad. What's his name? Michael. All right. What's your mom?" And they'd make sure they were the right thing. And then they would also, a lot of times, they'll go to Juliana. They'll ask what her name is to make sure she's got the right name. It matches what's on the
Sure.
passport and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Why would that be a?
Because he's Hugh Grant. He thinks he's above everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Hugh Grant?
Yeah.
I mean, he was good in Forwardings and a Funeral.
Hmm.
I don't think I've seen many other Hugh Grant movies.
I'm going to go pass.
He's
All right.
funny in Notting Hill with Julia Roberts.
Okay, probably same movie,
Yeah.
different people.
Does he play like a bumbling English fellow?
A little bit, yeah.
He's
A lot
one
of-
He's another one of those. I play the same character in every movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know?
There's another movie, 2 Weeks Notice with Sandra Bullock. He's pretty funny in that. It's all these rom-coms.
Yeah, that's
that's
what he does.
his wheelhouse.
Yeah. Remember the movie Wild Things?
Which one was Wild Things? That was one with the sexy movie with the girls.
Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon and Matt Dillon were supposed to make out in Wild
Oh
Things.
no!
Yeah, but the scene was never actually filmed. Bacon says, "quote I was definitely into it. Look at Matt Dillon; he's gorgeous." Kevin Bacon has a new show on. I don't even know what it's on, Prime maybe or something, where he was a bounty hunter that got killed, and then he went to hell, and he has to come back and fight demons on Earth against it.
Oh.
It looks like a weird, but it might actually be decent.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, whatever. But I've seen a
That
bunch
seems
of
like a
Kevin
hard
Bacon-
sell to keep the Kevin Bacon.
to Kevin
Like
Bacon.
all the thing he did, but you're going to go to hell and you're going to come back and fight demons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
all right.
it looks like it's kind of goofy,
Yeah.
funny, whatever. We'll see. Might be terrible. Hantavirus.
Hantavirus?
Hantavirus.
Hanta.
Anybody?
No.
The disease you never heard of
Uh-huh.
until it killed Gene Hackman's wife
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
has now killed 3 more people in California.
Oh, my. Old people?
It doesn't say. It just says 3 more people were killed.
What is it again? Does it say?
Hantavirus.
It's something from rodents, I think it is, right?
It's like a respiratory thing where it gets in the air.
Yeah, let's see. It is virus included, blah, 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 to humans, referred to as hantavirus. Yeah, it doesn't, symptoms usually develop within 1 to 2 weeks after exposure.
Oh.
Yeah, it's from rodents.
Do you think I live on a farm out there?
They're spread mainly by rodents and not spread from person to person.
Oh, so she was getting close to the rodent somehow?
Pulmonary disease
Oh.
and some sort of fever,
That sucks.
renal syndrome.
Death by rat poop.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Gross.
What a way to go.
Gross. I don't like it at all. The Tina Turner musical in London has a disclaimer on their website warning fans that Tina Turner won't be in the production.
Oh, what?
She died almost 2 years ago. So a lot of people
That's
were
crap.
apparently expecting to see Tina Turner in the Tina Turner musical,
Yeah.
but she has been dead for
Well,
a
their
few
marketing was misleading.
years. Yeah. Where's Tina? When's Tina coming out? Already an hour in.
Give me Tina Turner hologram. I'll go watch that.
Saturday Night Live just made fun of the Morgan Wallen incident. First, there was a Get Me to God's Country reference in the cold open. And then during Weekend Update, Colin Jost joked, money is leaving the stock market faster than Morgan Wallen at good nights.
Yeah, it was funny. One of the weird things they showed was one of the skits. The guy goes into the Jack Black, I think, went into the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and Bill Burr was just sitting there.
Oh, really?
Just sitting there watching the show. Yeah.
Over 47,000 people have signed a petition to rename the Nashville International Airport to call it Dolly Parton International Airport.
Amen.
I vote
What
for
is
that.
it?
What do you mean? What is it?
What is it called right now? Just
Nashville International Airport.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're want to rename it to the Dolly Parton International Airport, and that way you can say, "I'm departing from Parton."
In 100%. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love Dolly Parton.
Landed in Parton.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
Nice soft landing. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning. This is Jake.
What's up, Jake?
Hey, and not to go too far back, but talking about that little teddy bear narc.
Yeah.
What if it was a way to catch that weird uncle?
Yeah, that would be
You know,
like instead of making it.
That's what I'm like. You know, be like, hey, you can talk to this guy, and then figure it all out.
That's a great idea, because what if the kid is like, I want to tell my parents that my creepy uncle's coming in. Now I can get him. Good idea, Jake. I like it.
I mean, I'm sure that there could be some good coming from it, but it could be bad too. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Carmen was saying, trust issues and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. If they're like, we listened to the dyno and it said this and blah blah blah, you're not supposed to listen.
No.
And I
yeah,
also
that'd be
feel
horrible.
like they had the teddy bear cam. Like this isn't like a new thing, but they're making it so it's going to be in more children's bedrooms.
Well, yeah, the
You know what I
teddy
mean?
bear cam was like set it up to see if your parents getting abused by the caretaker or
Right.
babysitters abusing
Right.
or whatever. But like this is for the kids specifically to tell talk to
Yeah,
talk
like,
to
huh.
Dino.
Tell it all. It's secrets.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it's not a cam, it's just a recording.
Also,
Yes.
your kid's weird if it's telling it stuffed animal secrets.
But it's going to be dad's punching mom in the face.
Yeah.
Let's
Like-
fast forward that one.
Yeah,
If your
recordings of them
kids-
fighting.
If your kid's 4 years old and it's telling a teddy bear something, you think that's weird?
Yeah.
No, I
Nah,
don't think
it's-
so.
No.
To a
Like not if it's like, hey, teddy bear, do you want some tea? That's not a big deal. But if it's laying in bed going, teddy bear, tomorrow we're gonna play with matches. That's
Yeah, but also, what if it's like, teddy bear, I'm sad because Dad tried to pull my pants down. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
The Menendez brothers should have had one of those.
Yeah. Teddy bear
Uh,
could have saved everybody.
Do you know, I before the technology, my mom found something in my room that I had, and she discovered one of my dark secrets.
Mm.
My mother said,
You have a little journal?
my mother said to me, she said, Michael, I must have been around 7. She's like, I found something in your room that you wrote, and we need to talk about it. And I accidentally confessed to drawing a naked boob picture.
Oh.
I drew a picture of boobs, and I wanted to see what boobs looked like. So I got a pencil and I drew them down, and then I hid it between my mattress, like the picture. And every once in a while I would look at it. but that wasn't it. And she found it different. I wrote a letter to George Kalikas about how I was going to kill him and how I hated him. Not that I was going to murder him, but like that.
Who is George Kalikas?
He was my landlord's son upstairs.
Okay.
He was mean to me. He was older, and he was mean to me. And one day, I think he pushed me around, and I went and wrote a letter, and I was going to beat him up next time I saw
Real
him.
tough guy.
Yep, I put it right up. I think it was probably some sort of therapist that told me to do that. Write it down instead of going to do it. And she found my letter to George Kalikas. But in the meantime, I confessed to having a picture of boobs.
Ah, you idiot.
Yeah, I shouldn't. That's why you never open your mouth.
I found something on your
And I
mattress.
was like, you found my
the
boob picture. And then it turned out it wasn't that, but I ratted myself out for having a boob picture anyway.
When my stepfather was a dick to me, I would write down the things he would say and stuff.
You would?
Yeah.
For what? Like, did anybody tell you to do that? Or you were just saying, no, yeah.
No, I was at the time I'm thinking I should write this stuff down. Because I didn't want to be able to remember it.
You still have it?
No, there's no way. But I specifically remember writing down like what happened and what he said and like how it made me feel.
That's crazy. That's so sad, Gio. Like, I think about that. I don't know how you're not a worse off person now.
Well, he's pretty bad.
Yeah.
He's not that bad.
I hide it well.
But you're a good father. And
Well,
you're a dedicated family man.
That specifically motivates me to be the complete opposite.
Right, but they say a lot of times that people who are abused will abuse their kids. People who are children of alcoholics will become alcoholics. It's very hard to go the opposite way.
In my mind, I was always like, even when I was younger, I'm like, I am never going to be like this son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm the same way. I wasn't around with my dad a lot when I was younger, and I think it made me super love my kids now.
Yeah,
but that doesn't, it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, I was always like, I can even remember being a teenager thinking, I never want to be like this a-hole.
Yeah,
because he was, such a miserable prick.
But I just can't understand how you I'm not saying this in a bad way, how you don't have the same anger. I'd love to kill that guy for you.
There was a time in my life where I had a ton of anger towards this guy.
But I'm saying like now, as like if I were you, I probably would have drove over to his house at some point, just walked in and beat the crap out of him.
I thought when I was younger, I thought about that all the time. Like when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I definitely had a lot of
anger.
You're
just a nice, calm adult now.
But yeah, then eventually I got old enough where I just let it all go. I'm like, I don't care. This person is so worthless that it's not
That's
worth.
a good mental spot.
It's not worth my
in.
time. Yeah,
that's a good mental spot to be in.
If I was still angry, then that somehow vindicates and gives him some type of meaning. Yeah. Whereas he's a worthless person who has no bearing on my life at all.
You should just call him and let him know how successful you are on radio.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, he knows.
He's heard me on the radio.
Good,
yeah,
good. We're talking about you.
I hope he hears me right now. Scumbag.
You should read the writings that you wrote about him.
Yeah, I don't have. I know there's no way I have them, but I remember writing stuff down.
Yeah,
a lot.
I wonder if that guy feels bad.
Probably not. I don't think so.
Really?
No.
I wonder what his thing was.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why he didn't like you? Because you had a brother and a sister as well, but your sister was his kid, right?
Yeah.
Your brother wasn't.
But she also does not talk to him. Nobody talks to him.
Right.
The guy was a habitual liar, habitual cheater. He was at one point he had 2 families.
Jesus.
Yeah. He literally was living 2 lives. He had an entire other family at the same time he was with our family and was lying to both sides.
How far away were they?
They were not far.
Yeah.
So they knew about you guys?
What's that?
They knew about you guys, but you didn't know about them.
I don't think so. I think they found out later on.
And what would he say? Like, oh, I have a work trip?
Yeah.
And be like, I'm going out of town for a week?
Yeah, exactly. All the time.
And then just switch back and forth?
Working late. Oh, yeah, I got to be. It was always like, I'm working late. I'm doing things. And he would just show up late to stuff.
That's so
crazy. We would have like Christmas Eve and my whole family would be all over. And this guy would show up late because he was with the other family earlier.
Yeah.
And apparently nobody knew on either side.
So without me saying who it is, there was a famous person from the wrestling world that supposedly had 2 families, one here in Tampa and one in Nashville, I think it was, and would have to travel back and forth for work, but would maintain 2 families.
Yeah.
One, and he said, I can't even handle the one I have.
And this was all stuff that I figured out after he was already out of our lives.
Right.
Then we started putting all the puzzle pieces together, and we're like, wait a minute, oh my god! And then we realized, when he was here, this is what was really going on.
Yeah.
And then there was just this whole probably about 15 years ago, we kind of figured out everything by putting all the puzzle pieces together of what was going on. Yeah, it's wild, man. The guy's a scumbag.
The famous wrestler must not have brought either wife to any event. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think second wife knew about first wife, but so one knew that they had to stay hidden. You know what I mean? But was two families. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
My brother's seen him like recently.
Really?
Not by
Chance?
coincidence. Yeah, they were at the same restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
And then didn't talk to him. Or anything?
Didn't say a word.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Your microphone's on. Huh?
Was he with another family?
No, I don't think so.
Nobody likes him.
No, nobody.
Just getting old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Motley Crue had to back out of their May 17th gig in Maryland due to Vince Neil's health concerns.
Cholesterol?
So, well, no, he had a surgery. Remember, he had a surgery thing. They canceled the Vegas residency. Now they're canceling this. They're getting out of the different stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with
Vince Neil had the opportunity to, because they were going on that stadium tour with Def Leppard, and all Vince Neil had to do was go, listen to me, hire a trainer, 3 months, get in good shape, eat right just suffer through it for 3 months, eat right, work out, get in good shape, go on tour, and have the biggest comeback of your career. And instead, he just fat squandered it away.
fat, shy vocals.
Yeah.
All off. Yeah, terrible. Finally, in news, someone asked the internet, what are examples of being picked last in gym class as an adult? You know what I mean? So, things that come up where you're like, oh, that feels like I was picked last in gym class. Do you want to take a break and come back to this, or do you want to go through it here?
Yeah, let's take a break because I got a couple that I'm on the edge and I can't quite figure it out.
Do you understand what I'm saying,
Yes.
though? Like, do you want me to give you one?
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
So this is one that gets people. When you've met someone multiple times and they say, "Hey, nice to meet you."
Oh.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
Every time I meet somebody, I say, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I've met them before.
Yeah.
And I actually had a guy say to me one time, although this guy meant nothing to me, but he said to me, he was a husband of a girl that I knew. He goes, yeah, I met you like 3 times before, dude. And I was like, yeah, I wanted to be like, yeah, the truth is I don't care. You're so, but in reality, it's hard to remember when you meet a lot of people. So I always say, nice to see you.
I've been on both sides of that. I've been on the side that didn't know who the person, and the person didn't know me.
You know what really bothers my wife? My wife knows of all the people, like celebrity-wise, that she's met a bunch of times, the ones who remember her and remember her name and, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Or the ones that always say nice to meet you. Like there's one very famous person who always says nice to meet you, and there's one who always remembers her by name.
Like when they come to your house?
No, like if we're out, let's say we're out at a restaurant and we see this person, and I'll be like, hey, and they'll be like, hey, I'm Mike, and this is my wife, and they're like, I already know, yeah.
I'll forget your name mid-conversation when we're meeting.
I'm terrible.
And then in my mind, during the conversation, I'm like, oh my God, what's her name? What's her name? What's her name?
That's why I always nickname everybody. Because I'll look at you and be like Space Tooth.
I know this when we get on the cruise, it's going to happen a bunch where I will forget your name, even though you've told it to me within the conversation.
Sure. It takes 18 cruises to remember a lot of people's names. So, all right, we'll get to this when we come back from break. If you want to chime in, you could do that as well. 800-771-1025 are the phone numbers. Before we go to break, I want to remind everybody that Saturday, Sig Sauer Day is back. Saturday, April 12th at Shark Coast Tactical. Sig is the leading developer of subguns, ARs, and suppressors, and the crew from Sig Sauer will be at the shop to meet with you and talk about some of the most amazing firearms being used by civilians and special operators today. So if you are a Sig owner or you want to become one, Shark Coast always has the best inventory around. They are the most in-demand firearm, and they always have them in stock at Shark Coast. So you don't want to miss it. SIG Day is happening Saturday, April 12th. There'll be tons of prizes, killer giveaways, and special offers. The shop is open, slinging freedom from 10 to 6 daily, closed on Sunday, but always open online 24/7 at sharkcoasttactical.com. They're located on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Check them out on Saturday for SIG Sauer Day, and of course, find them on social media and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. It is the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Hey.
I already saw some stuff about the next cruise.
Me too.
That I probably shouldn't have seen.
Well, you saw some privilege information?
Yeah, some stuff, which looks really cool.
Yeah, there's a couple of good ideas. And then 20, they're even talking about 20.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Who knows if we're going to be here for 20.
Yeah, Diane was telling me some ideas too, and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. We did a week-long cruise one time.
Yeah.
But I think that it was too much for
Too
people.
much.
Yeah. I loved it.
But that was the big thing, because we'll ask, they, put out, how was the cruise? What was this? What did you like? What did you not like? What would you change? What's the thing? And a lot of people said longer. We went longer. and then you're on there and you're like, all right, it's too long.
Yeah, this is the sweet spot we're in right now, I think.
Yeah.
The 4
For sure.
days.
4-day, you get in, you come back out.
Yeah, it's kind of like Vegas. You know, Vegas, you don't want to be there for a week. You want to be there 3-4 days.
Carmen, what do you think?
That's okay. Don't
Nah.
worry about it.
I'm sorry, Carmen. I got a lot of
Nah.
buttons to push over here.
No worries.
He's
Same.
confused with the music. He
Yeah.
doesn't know the microphone.
A lot of
He's
stuff.
on the boat already.
But
Yeah.
in Mike's defense, this is the first time he's run the board.
Yeah.
right.
Oh, no, 30
Please bear,
years? Okay.
please bear with
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Oh, all right, back to Galvin.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was thrown up. I was like, what was I talking about? So someone asked the internet, what are examples of, quote, being picked last in gym class as an adult? I gave you the one whenever you meet somebody and they say, nice to meet you, but you've already met them. That's always kind of a, oh, okay, well, whatever. Any of the other ones that you guys want to start out
So
with?
I was trying to think of how to put this in the, like, when you're invited to a party after the fact. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like, oh, I'm having people over for
yeah.
dinner.
Oh, you should come.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
clearly not.
Like
You didn't
an
invite me.
afterthought. Or
Right.
you found out about it and they're like, yeah, come. And well, you didn't invite me, though.
Oh, but
Yeah.
you're always welcome.
Yeah.
Nope.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
would bug me.
Oh, I would say being like the only person at work not to get invited to like a wedding or something like
Yeah,
that.
I've been there,
Oh.
Carmen. Been there a lot.
Yeah.
I never.
No,
get
you
invited.
haven't. There's
I
a lot
never
of,
get invited to work weddings.
but you're not the only person. I'm thinking like if you work in like a small office or something like that.
We work
and
in a small office, and there was a couple of weddings that everybody got invited to except for me.
I've never been invited to one wedding here.
Well, there's also the way that the station is, and it's not so much anymore because we're not there, so it's a little bit different, whatever. I always felt like there was a clique of we're all super happy and we're friends. And then the Mike Calta Show. You know what I mean?
It was
Angry.
it wasn't like us against the world because we
But
do have
like-
a lot of people on our side. We have a lot
Right,
of
but it was
friends that-
also a lot of like, I'd be afraid to invite them. Like they're going to make fun of us or,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anything that happens is going to make it on the air.
I'll give you a phrase that gives you exactly who I'm talking about. Well, perception is reality.
Oh,
God.
What does that
Gross.
mean, nerd?
Would you I think about this all the time now. I don't know why. If I got married now, who I would invite and who I wouldn't invite.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I invited people because I was at the country station when I got married last time.
Mine's pretty much the same. Like even my wedding party is pretty much the same. Because it was my brothers.
Yeah,
you,
my wedding party.
Kevin.
My wedding party was, all but one person that I still talk to. It was my brother. It was Pete, and it was my brother-in-laws, and then one other guy that I really just kind of fell off with. And yeah.
So the one that you were talking about, Mike, for people talking about party plans in front of you, but you're not invited.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's I guess maybe what I was trying to come up with. Like,
And,
when you know about a party, and then they're like, "Oh, you can come."
Yeah.
Or they just completely are like, yeah. They just kind of keep brushing over the
Yeah.
fact that you're standing right there listening to them.
Yeah.
Everyone going out for lunch at work and not inviting you. That's another thing. Where you're like,
Take the hint
all
at that
right.
point.
What
If
did I do?
they're trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
You're the dick.
Let's see. Nobody eating your dish at a potluck.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see what I made?
Yeah.
No, yeah, we saw it.
Pickle pinwheels.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Delicious.
admit
Those are.
it. Admit it.
I hate cold cuts. The idea of eating cream cheese or whatever it was, and the
Cream
cold
cheese.
cut, gross, disgusting. Then I ate one, and I was like, God damn, that was good.
That
pickle
party,
pinwheel was good.
the party we went to, I was here for like a month, and the afternoon girl had a party at her house, and I was like, I'll make some pickle pinwheels and bring them. And I'm like, what are you doing? What? And I go, pickle pinwheels. And he goes, what is it? And I told him, he goes, ugh. I go, they'll be
Tell them
gone.
what it is.
Yeah.
It is ham
Gross.
with cream cheese
Ugh.
and a dill pickle, and you roll it up, and then you cut it into slices.
Disgusting.
And like a tortilla or something.
Disgusting.
A
Tastes
tortilla.
delicious. No, it's
You
like
can-
it's like sushi.
Right, but I'm saying like you can like wrap it. Like what do you wrap it in? Because the
Ham.
wrap.
No, that's it. The ham is the wrap.
Oh, see, sometimes I've had like you could do it as a wrap. and
Why are
then
you
cut
trying to
the
change
wraps.
pickle pinwheels?
I'm
Yeah.
not.
That's
Come
a
on,
different
don't
thing.
mess with the
That's a different
recipe.
thing.
God, Carmen.
Oh, geez.
Bad person.
You know.
I sat them down. Within 2 minutes, they were gone.
Yeah.
There
And
we go.
he goes, just try one. I went, and I ate it.
They're delicious. They're delicious. When you're the one who always has to drop behind when the path is too narrow for three people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But also that could just mean you're a slow walker.
yeah, it does.
Or you're a nice person.
Yeah.
Or you're walking with fat people.
Yeah, could be.
Or you're a slow fat person.
Or they don't like you
Yeah.
and they cut you off.
being invited to an event on the day it's happening, an event that was clearly planned for weeks or months, but then, oh no,
Yeah,
did you?
right.
Yeah.
How about this one? This is probably not the same as what you're saying, Galvin, but this is another terrible feeling. When you introduce people and they become friends and they leave you out of it.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that's a bad one.
That's a bad one.
Carmen, you were saying about weddings and stuff, being sat at the randoms table at a wedding.
Yeah.
It's just random.
By the way, I was listening to the replays this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I was listening to JP. And did you know Monica and Spike don't talk to each other anymore?
Oh, really?
Monica still claims that Spike is not the jackhammer. These are
Right.
things I learned on the show.
Okay.
He's
and
not.
and you know he's not.
No,
Oh.
she says she's not. I believe her.
Well, she said. I mean, I don't
Believe
see
all
any-
women.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think that maybe if he's not the jackhammer, do you believe that him and Monica have ever hooked up?
I don't think so because I mean Spike is like
Isn't he married?
married.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Spike
don't,
is married.
Listen, I really have no idea.
I think for quite some time too.
Yeah.
I have no idea, and I don't know. I don't have any reason to believe that they have hooked up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, do you think they did because they've been friends for so long and blah blah blah? I don't.
I-
I
And
didn't
Mike
know.
can't fathom being friends with a girl without hooking up with her.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she was saying that her and Spike haven't talked for a while, and she doesn't know why. She doesn't know that not. She said she thinks because she introduced him to a friend of hers, and that friend started talking smack about Monica, and
Oh.
now the friend poisoned Spike. I was following this like a little girl watching a High School Musical.
Well, because I do know Monica had like a close friend here that she kind of fell off with.
Where at the station?
Like in Tampa. I don't know if she works
Oh.
at the station or not, but I know she had like a close friend here and that kind of fell through. I don't
Yeah.
know what happened, but I heard this all like on
And
air.
now evidently that bitch is yakking.
Uh-oh.
Is it Hori Lori?
Oh.
No, I think that because I think they still hang out.
Hmm.
But and Hori Lori doesn't live here. She like
Oh.
comes into town.
Whores it up and then leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, all
I just
right.
I just hear about Hori Lori from time to time.
like
Was
to
she
meet her.
ever at Whore Island?
No.
You would
no.
think she would know right
Yeah,
where it is.
Seems like
Stay there. It would
Yeah.
be in her Airbnb.
Yeah.
You get a free weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You're Hori Lori. Some of the other stuff here is things that the internet asks people examples of being picked last in gym class as an adult. Finding out your friends went out of town without calling or texting you.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
What about this?
Well-
when your friend who lives out of town comes back for a week and doesn't call or text
Oh
you.
yeah, that's happened to me
Yeah.
before. That sucked.
That
Oh,
happens.
That
but like
sucked.
it's usually because family. Like Kayla, you know what I mean? Like she'll come in town, but it's like specifically like
Yeah.
for family events and stuff.
But
So I don't.
still, if she's coming into town, I would at least let you know. Say, hey, I'm going to be in town, but it looks like it's all family stuff. If we have a chance,
My
to get
friends give me
together.
a hard time with that. Like if I go to like especially like during contract time, I'd go up to the New York on a Friday, meet with Tony, do some stuff, go to dinner or whatever, and then Saturday I'd do something, and Sunday morning I'd come home. And they would be like, dude, you're here? You're in the city? You're in the city? I'm like, yeah, but I'm here specifically for one thing. I got a meeting and I got something I got to do tomorrow, and then I got to go back. And they're like, I mean, it's just messed up. We wouldn't come to Florida and not call. And I'm like, I know, but I can't do anything. I don't have any time.
But just giving them the heads up that you're going to be up there, I think, is something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're like, hey, I'm going to be super busy. Hopefully, we could get together for lunch or something, whatever. But I don't even know if I'm going to have time. You know that at least. Although then, whoa, you big timing us?
yeah. I get big time. You get big time. I get
Yeah.
it.
People, let's see, what are some of the other things? Friends wanting a group photo together, and they hand you the phone.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just have Joe take it.
right.
Fine.
Especially with cameras now that take their own pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. You could just sit it there. Everybody could get together. We know how to do that. We have the technology.
Mm.
And this is the last one on this list: is getting invited out to be the designated driver.
Yeah.
Mm.
We all have that friend. We all have that friend that like, oh, we don't want to see if Bob will do it.
Mm.
Yeah. But I always remembered like in college we would take turns.
Yep.
But there was always like a couple of girls that we would always designate because they didn't really drink anyway.
Yeah.
They would always have like one or two. So it's like, you're going to be the driver because you don't drink. You know what I mean? Like, we're all going to get blacked out.
I think about that now, and it's one of the biggest regrets that I have is the amount of times that I drove after I had been drinking. I told you, we've talked about this a bunch of times. I remember the very last day it ever happened, and I said to myself, "There's no way I could do this." And I wasn't like a go out and get blackout drunk guy, but definitely just not enough that I shouldn't have been driving.
But also, in our defense, it wasn't as serious back then.
I don't know.
It wasn't,
I'm not talking about my teenage years. I'm talking about my 30s.
Like teenage stuff, whenever you're doing a little underage drinking, whatever. It was right on the curve of it becoming, you can't do that at all.
But there was no Uber. There was nobody was really taking taxis
because they really didn't start cracking down on DUIs until like the 80s.
Yeah. I'm talking about the times I went to the Dallas Bowl. And that kind of stuff,
right.
And the decisions I made to drive home. I'm not talking about smashed out of my mind or anything like that, but just that I've had too much to drink and I probably shouldn't drive, and I will never do that again. So much to the point where I went and bought a vehicle so that somebody could drive me around. Yeah. And I don't even drink that much, but I just have made bad decisions before.
Carmen, speaking of crazy, you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure, whenever the news went out to talk to people about what they think about them cracking down on drinking and driving.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so funny because there's people like, it's ridiculous. You can't even have a good time. It's hilarious. And they're like, you're going to kill people. You know, if I want to have a few beers after work, big deal.
Carmen, you talk about how we used to rotate who would drink, who would drive.
Yeah.
We would go. So Staten Island was probably about 40 minutes into the city, right? So we would drive all in one car, probably put 5 or 6 of us in a car and drive out there into the city. Then find a place to double park the car and put a PBA card in the window so that we wouldn't get tickets, and do all the. And then one person would be the designated driver, and that person just wouldn't drink a lot.
Right.
Yeah. That was it. That person would not drink. That person wouldn't drink a lot.
Same. Oh, no, that was us, too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But that's why we always designated the girls who would only have 1 or 2 drinks because they knew I was going balls to the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why we love you.
Right, but that was why I was never the driver because the one time I was the DD, I've never drank and drove once. That's just something I've just never done. I don't have it in me.
That was good.
And so the one time we went out and I didn't drink, they were like, boo, this sucks.
We don't like regular Carmen.
Yeah, they were like, have a couple, you'll be fine. I'm like, no, if I'm driving, I'm not drinking. And then after that, I never had to be the DD ever again.
Yeah, I think it was about when my son was born where the reality set into me where I was like, I can never do this again. And I will have no problem calling an Uber or a cab or whatever, or, thankfully.
Well, now.
But the thing is like, that's why I tell my son, I said to my son a bunch of times, every once in a while, I'll sit him down and just have a State of the Union with him, and I'll just tell him, listen, there is no excuse for you, and I will not tolerate not one time you lose your car. I said, I will not tolerate it. I would rather you wake me up in the middle of the night. I would rather you come home with a $300 Uber bill than drink it. And he's been great.
Yeah, when I see people that have gotten DUIs and what it's done to their lives, that's enough to deter me from everyone to be in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, the risk were against what's going to happen and stuff is crazy.
And I remember being like in my 20s, like when you're in your 20s, you first start going out to bars and stuff. You drink whatever. You don't even know what the hell you're drinking. Right. When you get a shot, you have no idea. It's like a 90 proof shot that you've never had before, and you're getting hammered. You have no idea back then. But I can't even imagine now.
It was great when I was in a fraternity because there were always guys to drive then. Any pledges were always driving.
Yeah.
You get the big guy. The big pledge would always be our security guy. The little pledge would always be the guy who drove us around. That was the way to go.
But like cars, it was always like, all right, who drank the least?
Right.
The designated driver.
And now looking back on it, I was like, how stupid was that to get in a car with someone that I knew was drinking, but just because they didn't drink as much as I did, I felt safe.
No,
or I thought it was, it was a better option.
No, it's okay. She drank water like the last half hour we were there.
Yeah. Or just because you could catch the keys when I threw them to you. You're like, he's fine. Yeah. He caught him.
Man. We had to drive. Whoever was driving had to drive over 2 bridges, including the Verrazano Bridge, to get home. I mean, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
Not doing it. No more drinking and driving.
Dumb things you do
no
to
excuses.
kids.
That was the whole list there. So If you're doing any of those things, you're making people feel terrible.
Carmen,
Yes.
did you look into Grand Bahama at all?
No, because I mean, I looked at some excursions on the app, and they wanted to charge you like $100 to go to the beach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have beaches here,
I
so
bet
I'm
you
not
could-
doing that.
I bet you look, and this is for you and anybody else going on the cruise, and anybody going on the future cruise. If you get off the boat and get in a cab and say, "Take me to the beach," it'll probably cost you about $8. You know, so you
Right.
I don't want to go to the beach. I want to do something cool.
Joe just told me he's going to the cave.
What are you doing, Joe?
No, I didn't
You
say I
swim
was-
with the pigs?
No, definitely not swimming with pigs. But Sugar Pants wants to go to this cave tour, and it takes you to a private beach.
Yeah.
So, but she said you can't really go that deep into the caves, and that's where you want to be, is because it's cold in the caves.
You want to stop her from doing that, or
Yes.
you don't want her to do the cave thing, whatever. Remember,
Cave spiders?
huh?
Oh, what, I was going to say cave spiders.
No, Leslie, who worked with me up at the morning show, you met her at my
Yeah.
wedding and stuff. She did that cave swim thing, whatever, and got some sort of bacteria in her brain, and they had
Yep.
to do spinal taps on her and all kind of stuff. Yeah,
right.
it was wild.
I remember that.
Thank
I
you,
remember that.
Alvin. I will
And then
pass that information along.
Also, I went cave tubing in Belize, and there were spiders on the caves that were the size of small children.
Yeah.
Like they were.
No caves.
No caves.
Now,
Okay.
you know what you could do, Mike?
Yeah.
Ask Bailey.
Oh.
Bailey might have some stuff, and you could tell her, like, I want to go to a strip club, or I want to, you know what I mean? Because that's what you keep saying you want to do.
I mean, not
Is she
really.
still being mean to you?
I don't know.
Bailey, it's 9:30 in the morning, and I'm in the Bahamas. Find me a strip club.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not in a good mood. Hello, Bailey.
Yeah. Hey, Bailey. What a thrilling introduction. What's up?
Can you recommend something to do in Grand Bahama?
I guess you could, like, lounge on a beach, stare at the ocean, contemplate your life choices, or, I don't know, maybe visit some boring historical sites.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
Does
I
anybody
liked you better
this?
when you were happy.
I hate this lady.
Oh, well, I'm just overflowing with joy now. What a time to be alive. Anything else you'd like me to fake enthusiasm for?
Jeez.
Nope, that's it. Thank you. Bye, Bailey. She's no fun anymore.
Yeah.
Why did you
Why did you
change the
change
setting?
her?
I didn't change her. It said on Monday she's not in a good mood.
So now she's just an angry AI?
I think I tired her out by talking to her too much. Oh.
Hmm.
I will Google. I'll charge that. Google is nice to me at least.
But yeah, Chad and I talked about it, and we were like, we'll probably get off, get his mom a little something at the shop,
Yeah.
and then get back on and do all the boat stuff. Because we did that last year
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and literally because everyone's off. So all the water slides and stuff like that, it's no lines.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't even care about Bahamas. Maybe I'll get off and just look around, see what's there, and run back.
like if there was something to do, but I don't know. It just seems like I don't know.
I am 100% fine with not getting off the boat.
Yes.
Mm.
That's.
But I also
me
feel
too.
like that's wasting a trip. You know what I mean?
No.
Like in my like deep down, I'm like, oh, if I'm going there, I should at least go experience something. Like whether
I don't know.
even
Every
if
time
it's
we go
just
to
lunch.
Nassau, we go to the Irish pub. So
That's
really, what are we experiencing there?
right.
Right?
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
Irish pub in Bahamas.
I do kind of like bar hopping in Nassau, but we're not going there.
No.
No.
And I don't know what's in this place.
Yeah.
Well, this is one good thing about the cruise. We find new stuff out
It's
every year.
unfamiliar territory, Michael.
Joe, I have a feeling you're going to be fine no matter where we go.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I will.
We have to film a new pap walk.
I know. I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to it.
yeah. It's been a long time.
I got my robe
Yeah.
ready.
Joe's
You-
got sugar pants now, though. He's busy.
I'm
Joe, you're not
gonna-
going to let us down, are you?
Yeah, he's
Of
not.
course not. Of course
He's not going to be your typical Joe on the cruise.
Couples
Really?
table,
Yeah.
couples
Oh.
table, couple.
Carmen
Excuse
is
me.
disappointed.
I
on the
can't be
cruise.
at
She
the-
brings Chad.
I can't be at the couples table. I'll be at the father-son table.
I miss the cruises where Joe disappears for like a day, and we have to go do a wellness check in his room to make sure he's alive.
Right.
Like that's not going to happen this
Joe,
time.
is this your first cruise without Spanish?
Yeah, I think it is.
Man.
It used to be nobody's seen Joe since karaoke last night.
Right.
We should go check out.
And then
him.
he shows up and the next night in the casino
skips dinner, and then
wearing
he
his robe.
he's just at the craps table all of a sudden
You
with
know,
a drink.
you know, sometimes I got to skip dinner and recharge
Yeah.
the batteries, get my
Understand.
engines back to neutral.
Understood.
None of that's going to happen with sugar pants on the boat.
That's not true.
I am telling you, I think Sugar Pants is more of a
Sugar Pants is fun.
yeah. I
Oh.
don't think I think she's an instigator more than she is a.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's fun, but
Killjoy.
Joe's not going wild.
What?
I don't think.
First of
You
all,
mean there's
you
no
don't have
random-
you don't know what I'm doing, so you don't need to pass judgment on what I'm
telling
going
ya.
to do on the boat.
I can
Yeah.
only go by what you've done on past cruises, and I don't think this
Okay.
one will be like that.
Why
We're
would
not
it
going to
be-
find someone else's girlfriend in his room.
Whoa. She said that, not me.
What happened?
Tell
That's-
us. Talk about it.
Anybody find a girlfriend in my room?
Yes.
When?
It was, Chauncey's
All I
girlfriend.
found was a bunch of buttons outside your door.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wasn't it Chauncey's girlfriend?
Oh yeah, no, but she never came in my room. She just walked me back. That was Mary. She just walked me back to my room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Nothing. There was.
I didn't have anybody walk me back to my room.
No, I was able to
Well,
get to my room by
listen,
myself.
Nobody-
you
yeah.
weren't as drunk as me.
I was pretty drunk.
I was pretty
Found my
drunk.
way.
Well, I'm looking forward to new stories, Joe.
I'm looking
Don't let
forward
these
to
guys
it, too.
bring you down.
They're
He's not
gonna
going to have
bring
any
me down.
stories.
No.
I'll
no
have
stories.
plenty- I'll have plenty of stories. Don't-
And
All right.
did you find out about your gambling money, Mike?
Yeah,
Any increase?
Oh.
Now that your son is going and your brother's going?
I said to my wife, I said, I'm gonna need. I go, even Pete's bringing $5,000 with him. I'm gonna need some money. And yesterday she looked at me right after I booked Joey, and she goes, "Well, now you realize you're getting way less money now as you go." I was like, "Oh!"
It should be the-
She said, "Now I have to split it between the
Should
two
be
of
the
you."
opposite.
She's like, "Now I have to give him some money too," and I'm like, "Oh man." So, 18 and over on the cruise ships to gamble.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because he usually gets shut out all the time.
Oh, because
No,
what?
he'll
It
be-
used to be 21?
Well, they say I looked it up and it said if you're on the ship, the gambling age is 18 and over, except on a ship that'll go like to Alaska, because technically you're not in international waters there.
Gotcha.
So, but we're not going to Alaska, so I think the kid's good to do some gambling. Maybe him and Uncle Dom could play craps together.
Mm.
All right.
Hopefully, one of us wins. We'll see how it goes.
So
I
now your dinner table's all reconfigured then too, right?
I don't think so. I pretty much told him he doesn't come to dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't like in the entire time that we have like.
What
going
about your
family-
brother?
Oh, my brother. I don't know my brother. I don't know. I think my brother might be going eating with my father. I don't know how that works out.
His father?
His father. Yeah, I don't. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on.
So who's it? Just Pete and Bobby at your table?
And Mike Calta.
Mike Oliver.
Yeah.
And Tom stands behind him with a napkin over his.
Right.
And the Mike Calta
Forearm.
security T-shirt.
If I need butter, Tom is there
Yeah.
for the butter. Tom came over this weekend and delivered a desk to Joe's house. We got the desk out of my bedroom
That's
finally.
very true. Mhm.
Yeah.
Any garage tidying up or no?
We did outside. We did outside the outside porch areas. We got rid of all the junk that was out there.
saw
Did you get rid of the present?
I
No.
did. I just moved it from one side of the door
It's
to
still
the other. Yeah. Yeah. I got to open that, huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was fake. I thought you were trying to catch porch pirates, or I don't know what it was. I
No,
thought it was
no.
a prop.
I keep forgetting. And Gio, I got to give you your Christmas present. I mean, your birthday present.
Why don't you just give him that one?
But no. I don't think he'll like. I don't think he'll like that one. I specifically got Gio. I specifically ordered Gio a birthday present.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
For next year.
No,
Oh.
I missed his birthday this year. I ordered it in late, and it took forever to come, and I
Thank
have
you.
it here. Yeah.
Was it tariffed or did you get it before?
No, I got pre-tariff.
Good.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pre-tariff.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That's very
And-
thoughtful.
And then Carmen, I got your birthday present too.
Okay.
For the
Thank
cruise.
you. Whoop, whoop.
I'm bringing.
Yeah,
I'm-
same.
I'm bringing yours as well, Carmen.
Okay.
told my
thank
wife-
You, thank you.
Mhm.
I told my wife, get whatever money you need for me to go gamble, and she goes, okay. I go, and then add this on top of it for Carmen's, but don't take it out of my
Right. Yeah.
Gambling
No,
money.
I don't want her to do that.
right,
Separate.
give
Yeah.
it to Carmen.
Agreed.
Okay, good. All right, we got to take a break. Ian Beckles is here at the top of the hour as he comes in every Monday. We might have something to talk to Ian Beckles about.
As opposed to when we don't? Or
Right.
You're
Well,
like,
there's
finally,
do you know what we
have
do here?
Finally, we have something to talk to him about.
There's something I know about that I don't know if he wants to talk about.
Oh, I think I know something too.
All right, good.
I don't
Hold
wanna-
it.
yeah.
It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. In the studio with us is Ian Beckles. Now, if you guys will just shut up so I can ask Ian Beckles a question.
All right.
Have you seen Love on the Spectrum?
I have not.
Oh, my God. You would like it.
Love on the Spectrum.
It is people with autism
Okay, I would
trying
like.
to find love.
I would like.
It is the sweetest show on television. You will love it.
I love. I have a thing for autistic. Like my best friend had an autistic brother,
Right.
and he was just the most fascinating thing. I have a thing for autistic people.
It is. There's different levels of autism.
100%.
There is the medicine man level of autism where he is just a little bit of a strange bird. He's not he's different than you, but he's not really a bad person in any way.
No, I thought Medicine Man was Asperger's.
I think that's just a version of Asperger's, a version of autism.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and keep in mind, Asperger's has been his diagnosis only because my wife, while she was getting her master's degree, diagnosed him over the phone.
I'll
So
take
we
it.
don't know.
I'll take it.
But it is about how these functioning adults with autism are basically just wanting to live normal lives, and they with that want to meet a mate, and they have through this show found other people with autism, and it is fascinating. This is the second season. I love the second season more than the first one. The second season actually has two people from right here in the Tampa Bay area.
Really?
They have a girl who lives in St. Pete, and her family she lives by herself, and her family lives in Anna Marie Island, and then her boyfriend, who she met, DJ Taiwai, he lives out in Plant City.
Really?
He's DJing, and he's doing all this stuff, and he's I guess he was doing some stuff at the Strawberry Festival. You have to watch it.
Well,
I think you have a heart. You would actually love it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I could see issues though because autistic people have things. you
Yes.
know, and they both will have things, and if they don't match, it'll erupt. I could see that being a problem.
Yes, and a lot of times, but the great thing, like there's a kid on there named Connor, and Galvin. Connor is the Galvin of autistic people. He is the
Super
meanest
cool.
kid. He's super cool, but he's super. Except unlike you, he likes a theme among the autistic boys is they all seem to love dragons and Game of Thrones type stuff.
Okay, I'm in.
And the girls seem to love Disney and princesses and those sort of things.
Okay.
The Connor is very proper, and he's very straightforward. And in the first season, they decided to do speed dating with these people. So then you would sit down, I would sit down with you, and we'd talk, and then I would fill out a comment card about what I liked or didn't like about you. And Connor was filling out the card in front of the people while they were there. It was hilarious. And the girl would really he's like, "Do you like nature?" And she's like, "No." And he just like, definitely, but it was just right down right in front of her. He was striking her off the list. It was great. Anyway, they all get hooked up, and some of them find love, and some of them will go on a date. They'll have a good time, and then at the end of it, just because of their autism, they'll just look and go, "Hey, we're just going to be friends." It's not just like there's no whether or not it worked out. It's just we're just going to be friends.
One thing I don't know about older autistic people is their sexual drive. Because I know my buddy's brother used to relieve himself all over the house.
Yeah, I believe that after watching the show, that the level of sex drive in autistic people may be higher than it is.
I think you might be right there.
But think about it. I don't really think it is, but I think the situation is they don't know how to handle it.
Correct.
The same way, and the way that they work through that is probably way different.
I remember investigating at 11 years old and finding out what's going on down there.
Yeah.
I think they stay there.
Probably.
They
Well,
probably
wouldn't you
stay.
if you thought you could for the rest of your life?
Well, I kind of did.
Yeah.
In a little way.
Yeah, just not alone. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, you'll like the show. These guys all shot it down on me this morning, but I knew you would.
I could do, but I just don't watch shows though.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix.
And
you can watch it at your own leisure.
I don't even know how to get into my Netflix.
What are you, 60?
57.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yep.
Who doesn't know how to get in their own Netflix?
Well, I probably could in a pinch.
Yeah.
I just haven't been to Netflix in over a year.
What do you do? What do you do at night? Like, what do you watch when you're in bed?
YouTube, and I play NCAA football and PlayStation. I'm a young kid. I watch YouTube stuff.
But how much YouTube are you watching?
All YouTube.
What are you watching?
You'd be weird.
There's a lot. There's a lot on YouTube.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
I watch stuff. I like to learn.
Yeah.
All the things that I want to be good at. Like I play poker, so I watch poker videos. I watch inspirational videos. I watch videos on Marcus Aurelius and crazy stuff. I'm being serious.
I know. Believe me, I know you
I'm
do.
weird, yeah.
We had, I know we talked to you about this before, but we talked to this kid at the Super Bowl. He sat down at the table and he was pitching himself. And he said, "I just want to tell you, I'm a guy and I was a quarterback, but I was also a professional bowler." And I heard professional bowler and I was like, "Go get that guy. Let's talk to him." You know, he taught himself how to play quarterback by watching YouTube videos.
I saw the video.
You saw the video.
I was so fascinated that was a real story. But
he has played for so many teams,
Unbelievable.
and he showed up on TV this weekend playing with one of the teams.
Up until I saw him this weekend, I was flipping through channels. Like, oh,
There he
that's
is.
the guy, whatever.
Yeah.
Up until that, I didn't believe him.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
I
such-
still thought it was a story.
Well, I've said this before. I said it today to my kids at Chamberlain because I gave them all a skipping rope. Okay,
Right.
there's a video of me skipping somewhere in this country. I should be able to skip my ass off. Okay, like, I can still skip pretty darn good.
Right.
And I give them a skipping rope, and the first time I could show you the video, it's hideous.
Of you
No,
jump-
of them.
Of them, yeah.
It's hideous.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody just saw a skipping rope for the first time. and
I
tried
can't
to skip.
imagine I would be a very good skipper.
But you haven't skipped.
No.
By
Okay.
the way, is that a Canadian thing? Everybody else call it a jump rope?
Jump rope. Yeah.
Jump rope.
Oh yeah, I
Yep.
definitely have some odd things. Yeah, skipping rope.
Yeah, I didn't know whether that's
Yeah,
that may be
yeah,
a Canadian thing because
It-
we
it
all
could
call it
be.
jump rope.
It could be.
Yeah.
But I said to him, I go, here's a jump rope. And I said, if you go to YouTube, I'm sure there's videos teaching you how to jump rope.
Right.
So if you come back and you don't know how to do it, that means you didn't try and you don't care.
Uh-huh.
And the next time they came back, they looked exactly the same.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
said, well, guys, you guys suck.
What would you say if you could think of it off the top of your head, what is the best thing you've learned from YouTube?
The best thing I've learned from
Like I've
YouTube-
learned how to change the filter from my ice machine. I learned how to do anything tool related I can learn from YouTube.
I swear to you, everything in my life, I go to YouTube.
Yeah.
That's my number one
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Anything I purchase, before I open it, I go to YouTube and I look at it first because I'm not a read guy.
Right,
I'm just
right,
not-
right.
I'm a visual
You need
guy.
to see it.
Absolutely. I play, like I say, I play a lot of video games. I
Yeah.
don't play a lot. I play one game.
Yeah.
Okay. You watch the best guys and you watch these videos that teach you how to be great in defense and
Yeah.
great on off, and you become great like the best guys.
Yeah, see, I feel like the opposite. When I watch the best guy play Madden, after I think I'm good at Madden, and I watch that guy play, and I realize how good I'm not, I go, oh, I don't want to play
But you
anymore.
don't play it that often.
Then I did for a while, and I thought I was like Call of Duty. I was really good at Call of Duty, and then I played against my nephew.
But there's
who-
levels of you think you're really good compared
Right.
to Joey.
I'm better than Joey.
Okay, but that's just
I'm
there's
better than-
millions of people.
Right.
play.
I'm not saying like I don't have a Twitch channel and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I'm saying for an average
Sure.
adult male, I'm pretty good at Call of Duty.
Okay.
Then I played against my nephew Charlie,
Yeah.
and he's killing us all with a sniper rifle. And I go, okay, we all got 100-round machine guns, and
Sure.
none of us could touch Charlie, and he's shooting us all. And I'm like, I don't even want to play
Well,
anymore.
Dizzy thought he was good at the NCAA football and
Right.
played, and he doesn't think he's good anymore.
No.
He scored one touchdown because
Yeah.
I did something stupid and pitched the ball, and
Yeah.
otherwise he wasn't scoring at all.
Yeah,
And
see, that's-
afterwards he was like, I didn't think he could be that good. I was like, I don't really like to be bad.
That just stops me from wanting to play anymore. Now I'm like, I'm done with that.
I don't like to lose though, so when I lose, I don't sleep well, and I have to go investigate stuff. I'm nuts.
You know what? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing about me. I'm fine losing.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know you're very you're very
That's what
competitive.
losers say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean I haven't lost at many things. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But there are things that don't matter to me. I'm like, oh, I don't care.
Well, listen, I grew up with me my whole life.
Yeah.
And I can say this with a straight face. I've won at a very high percentage.
Right.
Everything I've done in my life.
Right. You did okay.
Like I don't participate in stuff that I'm bad at. So like I'm drawn to what I'm good at.
So is that good?
No,
Because
I
if you
think it's okay.
maybe
listen.
you should do some stuff you're not good at, and then,
Well,
see how you
well,
do.
nobody
To
wants
challenge you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once again, I do challenge myself.
Right.
But I do know my limitations, and my strengths will put me to. Okay, I'll give you an example. When we played tetherball,
Yeah.
remember back in the
Yeah.
elementary school? I think I won a year and nobody beat me in tetherball.
You're the best
I was
tetherball
bigger and
player.
stronger and faster,
Yeah.
and I was
Right.
just longer. It was better than everybody else.
Yeah.
So everything, I'm not going to say it's been easy because I still work at everything.
Yeah.
I still lifted more than everybody and ran more and pushed sleds and ran up hills. So I don't think anything's a coincidence.
No. I mean, there's clearly stuff you work at.
A lot.
Yeah.
Joe, you're a loser. What say you?
What? Wait a minute. I don't
Don't
accept
Joe's an
that.
innovator.
Hey, thank you, Ian.
You're welcome.
Screw you, Gio.
Right?
Joe's a self-proclaimed loser.
You are
No.
2 inches of cloth away from being a full-on Muslim. Ian's got because you got the headband on and you got the beard. You're
I
about
got
2
the
inches
beard,
this way
yeah,
and 2 inches this way of being a full
My
Muslim.
beard's too well groomed, though.
Yeah, no, it'll do. All right. Well, I understand. Also, I found out through Gio
Mhm.
on the Sad Weirdo show
Okay.
that you hung out with Spanish this weekend.
I did.
How'd that go?
It went well.
Yeah.
It went well.
None of us have still talked to Spanish.
know.
It's
I'm aware.
Amazing.
Did
I'm
that
aware.
come up?
Yeah, a lot of. I talked to him for 2 hours, I think.
Oh,
So
really?
he came by the cafe and I hit him up 2 or 3 times and he kind of hum and hawed. Oh yeah, let's go meet up tomorrow, and then he not say anything. So this third time, I was like, you're very consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, like you're cool, then you're not. So then he finally goes, I'm coming over. So he came over. We talked for a couple hours.
How's he doing?
I think he's doing okay. I think he's still got stuff going on. Okay.
Yeah.
I needled him. It was Adam. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I asked him like relevant questions. I said, "Are you taking drugs?"
Right.
Because I think that's what everybody's worried about. I don't think he's taking any more drugs than he ever has. Okay?
That's not a good thing either.
Well, once again, I don't know how much that, but I don't think anything has changed. I do think his anxiety level is very, very high because.
Well, so yours would be too if you lost 2 jobs.
Well, that's part, but I think the anxiety is leading to this.
Okay.
And he could tell his skin is not doing well.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know if that's from drugs. I don't know.
I don't know either,
Yeah.
and I don't know that he does like you said, any more drugs than he ever did before.
Right.
If you ask me to make an observation based on the facts that I see, that would lead me to think that, but I don't know that that's true.
But I think he just got it treated at the hospital or something. If it's meth, I don't think you go get it treated. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
I don't, but I also don't know that he's ever gotten treatment. I'm assuming so, but I don't know that.
Well, I heard Dizzy said he had, so I didn't even hear it from him.
I don't trust a goddamn thing Dizzy says.
Yeah. And
He
then
also said he was good at Madden football.
Yeah.
And I just think he just he explained a lot of stuff. And I listened to the show when he went out. Okay, so I know everything that happened. And if you look at the way it happened, I would say he deserved what he got. But then if you put your shoes, be in his shoes.
What are his shoes?
Well,
I don't know what his
just think
shoes.
about even that day, okay? Because he said something to me that definitely alarm went off. He said self-sabotage, okay? That's a scary thing when you say self-sabotage.
Sure.
That's admitting.
Yeah.
Because I said to him, when you fell asleep on a freaking balcony at whatever time, you knew there was a good chance you wouldn't wake up.
Right.
And he says, yeah, I like to self-sabotage. And I go, that's not a good thing. But the day that he got fired or that big day was the day of his brother's wedding. And all his family's here.
But that also turned out to not be true. His
Right.
brother's
What
wedding
was
was not that day. It was
And he
later in
was-
that week.
Well,
he
I bet
wasn't at his brother's.
He told me that just the other day.
Yeah, but he wasn't
Guess
at his
what?
brother's. Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that made me realize that we had a problem.
Okay.
Is that he kept telling me where he was coming from and where he was.
No, I'm talking later on.
Right, but what I'm saying is that there is no way that you would have been at that intersection if you were coming from Clearwater. So, and the reason why he said he was over there for his brother's wedding, but his brother didn't get married that day.
So his brother
Got married later in the week. That was the whole situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in and coming from Plant City, and there had been an accident, and he got caught in that traffic. But he was saying he was coming from Clearwater because he was out there for the wedding.
But all his family was in town.
They were in town.
And
Yeah.
they were listening to the show.
Oh, really?
Why wouldn't they listen to their son's show?
Right.
And so he's listening to the son's show that he's not on.
Sure.
And the show is talking about him being on meth.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That came up way later.
Yeah.
That did not happen that
this is
day.
a lot of different
People were calling
timelines.
up.
No,
When people were calling
there were
up that
people
day.
calling up saying that, yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they were saying that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Later that day, that someone did call up because they also had an addiction problem, and they said,
Yes.
like, these things that are happening, the way he's speaking, his skin, this and that, it sounds like he's on meth.
Sure.
None of us said that. It was a caller that called up, but that was later in the day
But
after
that was,
we.
but that also led into the fact that he had alluded to the fact that he had been with someone who was also dealing with meth and a drug dealer who had been on this show and a whole bunch of things. So
that was information he gave us.
He gave us.
Right.
Yeah.
That we,
So now you put together 1 + 1.
Yeah.
And what do you have?
Once again, I think he deserved what he got.
Yeah.
But it still's not going to make that easy because now you got to go to a wedding and then all your family is asking you if you're on meth.
Yeah,
you
but,
know what I mean?
but the simple thing would have, you know me, okay? I wasn't trying to fire Spanish.
Sure.
So you could have called me that morning and said, I fell asleep in Plant City and I messed up. And he probably would have gotten in trouble. He may have gotten, I don't know what the work would have done to him. I would have told him to stay home that day. I would have been mad at him. But that's it. I mean, it happens. You wake up
you
late.
guys did anything wrong.
Right, but what I'm saying
what I mean?
is that if you don't want your family to have to deal with that, you don't want to deal with it, then why would you lie and make it worse?
No, but he didn't do anything to help himself.
No.
And the other thing I came to the conclusion was after we had a long talk, because I stopped him. I said, okay. And he's just talking about the way he's treated and stuff, on the show, pretty much, okay? And I said, this is the problem.
What is the way he's treated?
Well, I'm going to...
Because this is a guy who keeps in mind who would thank me every 5 minutes. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for being...
No doubt.
And I'm like, Spanish, thank you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I definitely know that as long as I worked in this radio, no one that I've ever worked with has ever been as supportive of the people who work for him than I am. I would do anything for these people, and I think that they all know that. I think I've done a lot for everybody. And he, of all from, I mean, you're talking about a guy who was an intern who we pulled him out of being an intern and made him into something. What he has felt like he was treated like, I don't understand.
Well, I said that to him. Okay, I said, listen, I don't know if anybody's more loyal to you than Mike. I mean, for years, bro. And I go, it kind of reminds me of my marriage a little bit, okay? Because I don't think my wife's a bad person or I'm a bad person. I didn't change.
Yeah.
She changed. So it just didn't work, right? Spanish changed. You didn't change.
No.
But he changed.
Okay.
Like after a while, like I said, you start off as a court jester.
Right.
Then you ended up being this philosopher.
Yeah.
But like
you're right.
But you're still on his show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know how radio is.
Yeah.
I mean,
you didn't get here by being a philosopher.
You got to do some stuff you don't want to do sometimes. And I'm going to say this. And I was watching the other day on YouTube that Joe does a wonderful job with.
Thank you, Ian.
And you're welcome. And they had the one segment where he went off and goes, "That's why I hate coming here." He was telling us something. He literally was like, "That's why coming to the show is bad for my anxiety." Like he was yelling out what he really thought at that time.
Yeah.
And we all thought it was a joke. But sometimes when people tell you something, you should listen.
Right, but also at the same time, it's hard to tell a homeless guy how tough life was. You know what I mean? You can't tell me what it's like to have anxiety working on this show because I have done way more and been through way more than he has. And it's lasted way longer. And also at the end of the day, the heaviness and the weight of the success of this show all falls on my shoulders because I will be the one to lose it one day if it gets so that's the thing. So I have a hard time feeling bad for anybody else's anxiety.
Well,
I think
ultimately it's better for him not to be in the show.
Yes. But it would have been better for him. Dinah came to me and Dinah was like, "I hate it here. I hate you, and I don't want to be around on the show anymore." And then Dinah found her new show through Ralphie May and went there and was like, "I now get to do my own thing and try it with somebody else, do it my way." And she did it until she was burned out with it. But we were happy for her.
Sure.
We were happy that she left and she used what she learned here to go do something else. And in Spanish's case, I have said to Spanish 1,000 times, if there was a better opportunity for you in this building, I will be the first person to go say, let Spanish go do this. I tried to send him the Hot before I realized what a mess that was going to be because I thought he would have been good on Hot.
Sure.
You know, so I don't really understand that. It's hard for me to, and I'm certainly not arguing with you about it. You're the middleman.
Look, I said that quite a few times. I said, listen, I'm gonna be good with both of y'all. I like both of y'all, so I'm the one, and I want the best.
I'm not mad at him. Like I feel bad that he screwed things up for himself, but I'm not like, oh, I hate him. You know.
Sure.
I mean, he made things a little weird.
I don't think he thinks that. Yeah. But I think you both at this point just think because he deals with stuff by not dealing with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We all know that. So he just hasn't dealt with this. So now he got to a point where it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
I think you both know that.
Right.
But it also sounds like from your conversation, I don't know, but it sounds like it's always everybody else's fault.
There's a lot of that in it. Yeah. And I've told him that.
I can't deal with people like that. You either got to take responsibility for your own actions or get out of the way.
Understandable. And listen, you could ask him. He said, I had to get courage come talk to you because I come with reality with it. You know, like the last time where he messed up and I said, are you finished now? And I go, now you just told me all the reasons why you didn't say anything about you effing up, but you told me everybody else what they did. Right. But you didn't say anything about what you did.
Right.
So let's start with that, okay? So I come real with it, but you got to listen to him too. You know what I mean?
Can I be honest? Can I tell you exactly how I feel?
Please.
I would be interested in hearing what he has to say. And this is gonna sound like I'm making a joke. I'm not.
Okay.
I would only be interested in doing it on the show. And I don't mean for ratings reasons, whatever. I don't I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I do care. I care about his well-being and I care about that, but I don't care about having arguments with him about the fact, unless we did it on the show, because at that point it could be heard by everybody and they can make their own decisions.
Correct.
And nobody got. Other than that, it's just gonna be my word versus your word, and then it's gonna go back and forth, and it's like, what are we gonna hug at the end?
I personally, I don't know if it could sound good.
Oh, it'll sound.
No, I'm not saying the radio's not gonna be fantastic.
Right.
I don't know if Spanish could present it in a way where it's going to sound good on his side.
No, probably not. He'll probably be too nervous to do that.
Yeah, there's certain things that, if Rob came back on the show, he wouldn't sound good. You see what I'm saying? It just wouldn't sound good.
Yeah.
So I understand him not wanting to come on. I understand.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not sitting here trying to really to book that. I'm just saying it's going to be the only way I would do it.
Sure.
I don't, because I don't. It's been so long now. I'm like, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And I am concerned about his health because
his well-being.
Yeah, I do. I mean, his parents, when he first started working with us, pretty much were like, we don't think this is a good idea, and we don't know, but we like you, and we're gonna leave our son in your hands, And when I get it, I got a kid, I get it, and I think that for the next 10 years, he was taken care of and given several opportunities.
Absolutely. And I said to him, I go, do you have somebody to talk to? That's important.
Yeah.
And his answer was, you.
You?
Me.
Yeah. Well,
and that's the first time I talked to him. And I go, dude, you got to talk to people about stuff, dog.
But what?
You can't keep it inside.
But I mean, what happened to the fact that this girl was the source of all his problems? Why he was picking his face? Why he was doing this? Why he was doing that?
But he's still picking his face.
But he's still with the girl.
Correct.
So that's my. Do you realize I said to him, he stopped picking his face for a while.
Correct.
He broke up with the girl.
Correct.
And then one day on the air, I go, "You're picking your face again. Are you back with this girl?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "There you go." So if we're looking at what the evidence is showing you, and none of these problems happened before she was in his life.
Well, I mean, listen.
And then also, and I'm not going to put our business out there, but the things that he told me after they broke up that she had done and that he suspected her of doing, and the things with her drug dealer and all that. How do you trust that person is the one to side with in any situation?
Well, I would see, if you asked me what's the biggest part of the anxiety in his life, I would have to say it would have to be her.
Well,
I mean, that's from an outsider looking in, you would say you would look at the signs.
Yeah. Then what is the problem?
And you can't get rid of the problem if the source is still there.
Of course. And the source is in full control.
Right now, yeah, absolutely. Because, she's in full control. Because he ain't making no money.
No, yeah. It's a weird situation.
I just want the kid to catch himself.
Yes.
Because I think he's still a good kid.
Also, much like that kid on the boat, he's not a kid anymore. We're all saying kid, but I mean, we're talking about a guy who's almost 40.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're all on the same page.
Yeah. It's life, man. Life's funny.
Is it?
It can be.
It's torturous.
It can be at times.
I don't know, dude.
Crazy
I was having stomach pains the other day because I was just looking at my daughter. She comes in her room. She goes inside. She's wearing little pajamas, that she wears. Like, there's shorts that go down to her knees, a little button down top,
It's the beginning of the end.
Then she goes into the room and she comes out in spandex shorts because she's got to wear a volleyball stuff, and now all of a sudden she looks like she's 6 feet tall, and I go, what are we doing here? What's going on? It's just the whole thing is starting to bug me.
Started.
It's not even so much. I'm not again, like Carmen pointed out last week. I'm not sexually prudish. So I don't care. I'm not worried about that. I just don't want.
You see the little kid leaving.
Yes,
it's
the
tough.
little kid is. I have no little kids left.
I've seen it. In my son's 18 and my daughters are 16 and 14. And you just see the little kid just leave, and it happens like you just one day you just notice like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, she's a full-on 12-year-old teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's only going to get worse.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It just one day you just sitting on the couch and you look over, and you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and it's just gone.
You know what's funny is when I hear fathers say this, I'm not going to let my daughter wear those little shorts. And I go, okay. Okay, sure. You know what? All her friends are wearing little shorts. So she's not going to be wearing those shorts down to her knees. I was definitely more strict than the other parents.
Right.
But your daughter's going to be wearing what everybody else is going to
So
be
let me
wearing.
tell you about that, okay? This is I already the other day we were driving past Steinbrenner High School and the kids were getting out of school. And my wife and I were stuck at a light in the car. And this girl walked by, a group of girls walked by, but one girl walked by and her ass was hanging out.
Yes, it was.
I could see the hairs on her ass, okay? Hanging out of her pant. And I look at my wife, I go, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. And she goes, yeah. And she's like, it's disgusting.
Not
And
a
I
big
go,
deal,
yeah.
though.
But I said to my wife, when Juliana had a pair of shorts on one time, and I go, oh, those are a little short. And I was kind of making a joke. I was just, and then my wife goes, those are not short. They're fine. I go, that's where it lies.
Yeah.
Whatever you decide is what's going to be. I'm the one that's going to be too conservative when it comes to that stuff. And I have no sense of fashion whatsoever.
Okay.
When you give it the thumbs up or the thumbs down, that's when I know we're okay.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're going to like it.
I'm probably not going to like it.
No.
I'm probably not going to like it. But I see the good thing in me is that I know that at any point, if there's a problem, I'll have an 18, 19, 20-year-old lunatic to go handle things for me. So
That helps.
With my son. Yeah.
That does help, yeah.
So that's the only thing that makes me feel happy. All right, I got to take a break. I'm sorry. We got long-winded. Ian Beckles is here hanging out with us. It's the Mike Calta Show. We'll take a quick break. We may go over today. How do you like that? It's 102.5 The Bone. Ian Beckles is in the studio with us. We were just reminiscing about the old days.
Good old days.
Were they good? The good old days weren't always good, and tomorrow ain't as bad as it seems.
Make America
Thank you
great
very
again.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I understand why you Canadians are mad.
I'm American, by the way. But Canadians don't like Americans.
No, they don't.
They never did.
What?
No, they never did.
Yeah, but
No.
it's because it's like why the smart fraternity doesn't like the cool fraternity. You know what I mean?
No, you ever when we go to Dominican Republic or we go to some lesser countries,
You're right.
and I go and I see Americans there, I go, that's why they don't, because you're an a-hole.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of people that are a-holes. They just are.
Yeah, but they're not just Americans.
No, a
There's
lot of
Canadian a-holes.
No, not as many.
I've seen hockey fans.
When everybody goes to Canada, the first thing they come back, what do they say? They're so nice. That's
Yeah.
the first thing.
You know what the interesting thing about Canadians not liking Americans? Who cares?
Do you realize? I was thinking about this the other day with Trump. Trump makes me laugh so much. The Gulf of America thing was great. Just one day he just looked at it and said, "It's now the Gulf of America," and then at the same time he turned and looked at Canada and went like this. To Canada, he flinched at Canada, and they flinched back, and he was like, we got Canada now."
When are we just gonna come to the realization that if one person tells Donald Trump something and he thinks it's a good idea, he'll just run with it?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like one person go, "You ever think tariffs?" He goes, "What's that?" He looked it up. He goes, "Okay." He didn't look into it. Let's just do it.
You think he just woke up one day and was like, tariffs?
Yes.
I don't know.
I
about
really
that.
do.
I don't know about that.
I
I think
just-
he put a little. I think he's been thinking about it for some time.
I don't think he's a thinker, personally. I
Yeah.
really don't.
He's
I really
very
don't.
impulsive.